Yo, what's up? This is Scumbone and Bomb Raid. This is the VinylView episode with my guests and their collection of vinyl. Tonight I'm joined by Bomb Raid. How we doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
All right. We had a little technical issue, but we worked through it as we do with technology. And I'm excited about having Bomb Raid on this show for two reasons. One, because he's the second person out of the Minneapolis crew. And two, because I never met you in person.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what your real name was until like 5 minutes ago. And this is exactly what I want to do with this show, is to reach out to people beyond the confines of my community, beyond the physical connection, and actually talk to music with people online and share vinyl. So I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for coming on.
No, thanks for having me. I always like to talk about music.
Oh, yeah. Now, the task at hand was to create me a playlist based off his vinyl collection and to send me those tracks, whether he actually would send me the physical tracks or the digital tracks or just even a playlist, and then compile that. And what we're going to do tonight is talk about the tracks he chose, look at the actual vinyl, and if at any point you want to listen to the tracks that he picked, go to scumbone.com/vinylview. You can actually listen to the playlist in a way to avoid the DMCA takedowns and deleting of audio from Twitch. I kept that separate from this interview. So at any time you want to listen to that solely or both of us at the same time, feel free. So once again, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. And before we begin, Bomb Raid, why do you collect vinyl?
Oh, boy, I love music. That's the easiest part of it. I kind of just like having the physical copy. I've just been buying them since I was a kid. So, hey, I just think it's more fun that way.
So is there a separation between vinyl and music? Are you going out to buy music or are you going out to buy vinyl?
Oh, both in time. I like to buy vinyl too, just because I like the music on it. Sometimes I'll just base it off of what the cover looks like. I think it's fun that way too.
So do you judge a record by its cover?
Nah, sometimes.
And does that always work out or no?
No, sometimes it's just like, this is pure crap, but artwork on it looks cool.
Like a Molly Hatchet album.
Oh yeah, the artwork is awesome on it.
Yeah, but not metal.
No.
Now, like Lloyd, you also volunteer at Extreme Noise.
Yeah, I work on Wednesdays and Friday. The Wednesdays 4 to 8 shift, and on Friday from like noon to 1:30 or so, we have to run off to to do real work.
That's a short shift.
Yeah, but I did that shift for 5 years from noon to 4, so with almost missing a single day. So
yeah. Well, so now you're allowed to just stay for an hour and a half and then check out, or?
Yeah, I'm the person who shows up and actually opens it up on time. So I got other people that show up. It's just no problem.
So you got people beneath you at this point. Oh. Not beneath, but
we're a collective. We're
collective.
Yeah.
It's not a hierarchy.
Yeah, none of us get paid.
Yeah. But you get to check out after an hour and a half.
Yeah,
which is nice.
That's where I fill in on Wednesdays too and help out because those guys are busy too.
So what are you guys doing as a volunteer? What are some of the important job roles that you guys do?
Filing records, pricing records, talking about all different kinds of music and genre, like figuring out what the pricings are, or even down to what other stuff they may put out or other bands they've been in. So it's all across the board crazy. It's fun though. It's just really fun.
And for what Lloyd has explained to me, because I've never been to Minneapolis, but the Extreme Noise is a specific type of record store, or is it all genres?
We focus on punk and hardcore and metal, but we carry everything in there in different styles too. We've got a lot of hip hop that you'll come through, especially in the used section. We'll carry like classic hip hop. We've got indie rock, grindcore being subgenre of like metal and punk together. Everything. It's still just based on rock and roll, punk rock.
Yeah. At the end of the day, what is it? And that brings me to the next point of the songs that you picked. You could describe as punk, hardcore, and then you get into these very extreme subgenres.
Oh yeah,
grindcore, stenchcore, thrashcore, metalcore, all the cores.
At the end of the day, to me, it's all the same, but it's
all rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll music.
It's rock and roll. Fuck yeah. Shout out to Lloyd. Appreciate you popping in. It's Melisu. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Lloyd.
I got my little echo for Lloyd. Lloyd.
Cheers.
Cheers. If you got your drinks, I got my little whiskey and hot water because it's cold out in California right now.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah, like 47 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
What do you guys have?
I think we're probably around 30 something, 20 something around there.
Oh, that's like summertime.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when
Fuck
it
yeah.
drops to like -30, that's when you find me like, okay, now it's cold.
That's cold. That's not short weather anymore.
Oh, it's 21. Thanks, Lloyd.
Yeah. I should have the weather command on here. Oh, and the filth popped in. What up, filth? All right, so let's get into the meat of the tracks. And if you want to see his playlist, let's see, I got the little playlist command there. Boom, that'll take you to his playlist. If you want to listen to the music, sconebone.com/vinylview. So where did we start out with this collection?
We started with Mink Capital Terror. This is a old Wisconsin punk band. I think it's from 86, 87, from Wausau, Wisconsin.
Wausau.
Yeah, never would have thought of it. Just fun, like really thrashy hardcore.
Is Wausau very suburban?
No, it's definitely rural, and then it's like a small city.
Even more.
It's a small city and like amongst farmland all the way through.
Okay. Much in need of punk rock.
Yeah, they take their name after the trailer court they lived in.
Nice.
Yeah, it was Mink Capital Terrace, and then they made it
Nice.
Mink Capital Terror.
Nice. And so some of the people that are watching may understand when you say crust or deathcore or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I'll probably ask you to elaborate, which is always up to debate, right? Someone could be like, this isn't thrashcore, it's just thrash or what have you.
Oh yeah.
But if you're more in tune to what those kind of nuances are in these extreme subgenres, please feel free.
Yeah, no problem. Like this was more like thrashy hardcore, so it's kind of more crossover-ish. They're definitely influenced by like early Milwaukee hardcore called Die Kreuzen. They were a huge, fast band, and then they turned into some weird indie grunge sort of thing. But Mink Capital Terror kept that like more on. It's just super fast and just ridiculous. Like many of the songs, like "Wear a Weak Mind Strong Back," "Why Does a Cage Bird Sing?" or "Snooky Fudge." It's the one I really thought was kind of funny on here. "I'm a Bad Kid." Yeah.
Nice. What's the cover like?
It's just super plain.
Yeah.
It's just yellow with the name and MCT.
Yeah. Oh, Lloyd's favorite color.
Yeah, it is.
All right, then you followed it up with a local group.
Yeah, this is a Minneapolis crust band. When I say crust, it's a kind of a metalish sound. They kind of used sounds that came from like Venom and Motorhead, especially based on England. It kind of started out in England with Amoebix, Axe Grinder, Hellbastard. Actually, like the term crust comes after Hellbastard's demo called Ripper Crust. But there's a lot of elements. It's like some thrash elements, everything else like that. So, but I picked out Misery. Misery they just quit a couple years ago, but the guys are still around. This one is way early stuff that they did.
It's 89 from what I looked up.
Yeah, this was 89, and they already were together for about 2 years, I think, by that point. So, but yeah, this is Born Fed Slaughter 7-inch. It's a little tough to find these days. This one was pressed in England.
So, like Lloyd, I imagine you got a lot of your collection from Extreme Noise.
Oh, a good
possibly
portion. A good portion.
Good portion.
Oh yeah.
Are there any outside? It's like if you travel outside of Minneapolis or online, or how do you find other? If you go record shopping, where else would you go?
Oh, I'll even hit up palm shops. When I'll like go back over to Wisconsin if it visit family and friend over there. I'll hit up pawn shops and like find crates of records, and they're like $1 a piece because they don't know what it is. And you find like old rare pressings of metal and punk and be like, yeah, only $1, cool.
Fuck, dude.
I'll hit up other record shops too. You never know where you're gonna find it. Like,
do you feel like pawn shops have caught on to that? Because I know thrift stores have.
Oh yeah, they have. They totally have. I went to one where they had a bunch of debeat and crust off to the side, and they definitely have priced it accordingly. It's like, ah, damn.
Yeah. And is it worth the $1?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But they also they'll price it out to like $15-16 just like everybody else will now.
Which isn't insane. That's not too much.
No, that's still not too much. I mean,
Yeah.
that's still money though.
Yeah. It's still not $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But and there's a lot of stuff that you'll still find for like $1. Like
Yeah.
I'll sometimes in a month I'll go to almost all the record shops in the area through here if I can, just to sit and dig through, constantly digging.
Yeah.
But I'll find stuff online too. Once in a while I'll go to Discogs, but I'll go online to go through different distros because they might not carry it in distros in the area here, but they'll have it in Europe or in Australia. And then I do a lot of trading with friends that are in Colombia and Brazil. So
wow.
It's hard to get stuff from there.
Yeah. So when you're trading, I mean, you're just, here's my list and then swap?
Yep. Swap records.
Wow.
It's like, I have extras of these, or I can get, more of these records, and we've got these. Hey, let's trade.
And plus, you're in that network of, a surplus of records that you could be like, yeah, I got plenty of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Noise is stocked to the gills with a lot of used records, and you get, and like some of the labels after they fall apart, or if they have too much surplus, will drop it off and be really cheap. So it's pretty cool that way.
Nice. So you follow that up with, I believe it's horror, right?
Yeah, I love that.
So I mean, admittedly, I don't know most of these groups except for Crass. Easy enough, which is just why I love doing the show, is that I get to learn so much. But I hadn't heard of horror at all.
Yeah. Oh, horror started in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then they moved now out to California as well too. They got big through I think it was South by Southwest Festival. They took inspiration from their hip hop and punk, but they also have like an electronic element all the way through. They're just a crazy band. So I always play and pump this whenever I can. Like you can see that they still have like a punk element with, anarchy and peace, and ripping into basically the politics of what's going on today. But they also, started in the hip hop scene as well too. Like this copy I picked up when I saw them at the Triple Rock when it was still around.
So you have two copies?
No, just one. Just one. Oh. It's a double LP.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But that's where, like, many people like to buy for color vinyl.
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
But yeah, it was fun to see them. But yeah, they're really cool. They've got some crazy videos on YouTube. That's how I really found out about them in the first place.
Yeah, I watched the video of this track, City Rejects. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They've got some really fun ones. I think their first song was about MS-13 dumping bodies into a lake behind the house they lived in.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like they're all about horror movies, punk rock, everything like that as well too. And you can tell the attitude that just goes through with it. And they're bigger. I know that they toured with Napalm Death and did tracks with Prodigy, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I do like Agatha.
I don't know who that is.
It's a record shop over in St. Paul. He's a little overpriced times.
The other side of the river, right?
Yeah. I don't mind. I'll go over there. I don't care.
Yeah, right. So not only the U.S., I mean, we're going to hear stuff from Japan, Brazil, Vietnam. And Sweden is the next one.
Oh, yeah. This was one of my favorites. Lloyd's going to give me crap for that. It's a Vuscum. I originally found out about these when I was growing up in the Eau Claire area. There was a small independent record shop that carried a lot of punk and vinyl, but it was mainly CDs. So like that, I went straight into the punk section because punk's supposed to be on vinyl.
Right.
Vuscum is like basically Discharge worshiping band all the way through. They do only two. It's just 2 chords for each song, and it's always funny. And
so why was Lloyd going to give you shit about it?
Because I just love him. And he'll remind me, it's like I was at a show and it's like saw a pretty girl with a Vuscum patch, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love a Vuscum.
Do you love a Vuscum like Lloyd likes Discharge?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I'm only missing the the demo tapes, which some of them go for like 125 to 150 bucks a piece.
Yeah. Damn.
But I've got all the vinyl. I don't have all the pressings, but I got all the vinyl.
Yeah. All right. Cool. And then we went to Sao Paulo.
Yep. Oh yeah. These guys were basically the discharge of Brazil for their time. Olo Seco. This is definitely a boot. I can tell that. I wish I could afford the real one.
How can you tell by the sleeve and the label, the record?
Yeah, the label, the record. Just like you can tell by how it's printed, just on like just photocopied paper. And I know that this originally was not that way. And if I look at the matrix, I think it's definitely scratched out.
Yeah. Well, so this is originally from '81. I mean, if it was true hardcore punk rock, it would be, that because you can hear the wah, wah, wah. It would probably be photocopy paper, right?
It could be, but you could see how like SST based out of LA with Black Flag and all that did professional pressings, and a lot of places did too.
Yeah.
I do know that the Brazilian scene at that time, a lot of those guys all worked in offices before they really fell into like doing their own thing, and they were making sure that things were pressed right. I mean, photocopying is a very good measure to like, especially DIY bands, because keep it as cheap as you can. You just press the record and then you just go to a Photoshop and print off the inserts and everything like that, and get a case of beer and have a folding party.
Yeah. So with your band that we're going to get to a little later, was that the case?
We got the kind of, yeah. I know that Lloyd got the tapes, and we got the inserts professionally printed at a local shop, but we still had to fold all those.
Yeah.
And hand number them. And I sat around and got really super baked, and like had to set up this dual cassette machine and just press them and work on that. And I just sat there and sewed and studded a jacket at that time, just because for something to do while I did all that.
Right.
So that was all DIY like that too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
hell yeah.
And what I'm saying, like that Misery one too, you could tell it was photo. It's you could see how when I open it up, how it's folded meticulously, because that's how people would do it.
Yeah.
And that one right there, I can tell it. Like I know that the original is a little bit more than that. So
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. So then we went from '81 to 2017.
Oh yeah. This is
some death metal out of Phoenix.
Death metal out of Phoenix. Yep. Gate Creeper. I just love these guys because it's just knuckle dragging death metal. It's just they called it dungeon death metal, I think it was. It's just super grimy and gross, and I love that sound. These guys are just great. Super like technical and just wow, just sludgy.
Nice.
Kind of cool.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Yeah. Now, not all of them are 7 inches, are they?
No,
because you had horror was yeah.
Yeah, most of them are LPs and 7 inches. I didn't feel like having to try to track down all the. I was thinking about putting a couple 6-inch and 5-inch records in there.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, that's just funny.
And then no tapes.
Yeah, no tapes. I've got a lot of tapes, but I use those from like if I'm taking a walk and just slap on. I still have the original like Walkman from when I bought when I was like 10.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, but I mainly did LPs and some 7 inches because I do love 7 inches. Like behind me, that's like 2,000 some 7 inches because
oh wow,
a lot of the time that's the only way. Like that Min Capital Terror was the music was only on 7-inch records. Well, A, it was cheaper, and B, that's maybe all the songs that they had written.
Right, and it's punk rock. They're only about 2-3 minutes, so you can fit 4 tracks on that.
Oh yeah, if you look in a case of some grindcore, like Napalm Death being the originators of it, like they have the shortest song in the world that's under a second.
Nice. So in that room, you also have your other records, or?
Oh yeah, I've got all the 12 inches, and then records I'm gonna be selling and trading. If you can't see it, but behind me I have a full stack of records that I've got to like make sure I write down and categorize and put away yet that I've picked up in the past like 2 weeks. I've been
Wow.
kind of busy with work, so I haven't been able to like really actually sit down with them as much.
It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time,
Yeah.
but it's fun. Have a couple
Yeah.
beers, throw on a record, and
Oh yeah.
go back at it.
I love categorizing. I'm like one of those OCD people. I'm like, well, let's get deep into it, and this is not, just punk rock. This is hardcore. This is that, and that's that, and divvy shit up and
Yeah.
categorize.
Yeah, see that 2007 inches? Yeah, that I have a lot of 7 inches.
Yeah.
A lot of duplicates too, because at one point I was being a completionist and wanted like all the colors, but I really don't care anymore.
Yeah. Damn. That's fandom right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like a local band that was from here too called Destroy. For Burn This Racist System Down, I have every single pressing of that record.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, then we followed it up with the most Christmassy song on the playlist.
Oh yeah. The Vicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love The Vicious. This is a great album. It's just smart and weird. Originally, they had members from DS13. That's where it caught my attention. Demon System 13, which was a hardcore band from Umla, Sweden, as long as these guys too. Which one did I put on again? It's been a little bit.
You played. It's been. It's been.
Oh yeah,
I don't believe in Christ.
I don't
that's why it's so.
Christ. Yep.
That's why it's a good Christmas song.
It's been a little bit. No, I like that. It's a great song. Good for Christmas. They're just fun, weird, and it's just so snotty. It's just fun.
Snotty in what way?
Just the way that they sing and how they pronunciate everything. It's just. It's not like it's kind of like some of it's just weird and childish at times too. Like, yeah, I don't believe in Christ. It's like, so what? A lot of us don't, but it's just the way that they sing it. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the song "Walking Dead" off this album is great too, but I chose that one. But this one is like a modern day classic, and it's not. It's still modern, huh? What 2006? God, I'm getting old.
That's 14 years ago. 15 years. Going to be 16 years ago. Holy shit.
Oh, I forget sometime what year it is. It's always fun like that.
Especially after that black hole of 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I drank a lot.
Yeah, well, there's that too. Especially during that period.
Oh yeah. Okay, power pop vibes. Yeah, I agree with Lloyd on that. It's power pop-ish too. It's like really catchy and small and fast like that.
Yeah. And then you followed up with some punk rock out of Lima, Peru.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. DHK. I like the joke where they're saying, talking about it's like people call us D-beat when we just call it punk. It's like, okay, cool. They're on La Vida is un Mus Discos Punk. They're out of London. They originally put out, I think it was the Disclose stuff, and they just keep going. It's one of the best labels going right now. But it's just kind of fun, and you can tell like the insert is like all hand drawn. Even like the cover, everything. It's just fun stuff.
Nice.
These guys have got a good hard edge. This is what many people call a D beat, because they've got that discharge beat.
Yeah, right.
And you went over that with Lloyd, so.
Oh yeah. We talked at length about that.
Yeah, these guys.
Lloyd.
Lloyd. Yeah, this is really fun stuff. I've got all the 7 inches. I wish I can get the tapes and CDRs, but they're hard to get because being in Peru, it's tough to get up here with shipping and just even trying to get a hold of members sometimes.
Yeah, I imagine it's not. That's why I was curious about you trading with people in Colombia.
Yeah,
I imagine that's not the easiest thing.
No, oddly enough, it was because of technology like Instagram. I'll take photos of the records I listen to while I'm listening to and put it up on there. And all of a sudden, there's people from Japan, Colombia, even like everywhere, just like, oh yeah, cool. That's one thing that just really grew in the past 10 years. Before that, it was still using certain forums like that were for like based on certain record labels. So it was hard to like, if they didn't know English well enough, or if I don't know the other language, it'd be hard to converse back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's where like just even taking photos of like the records we're listening to, it's just saying something right there,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I like that band. Cool.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you got extra copy?
Yeah, you got an extra
Yeah.
copy. It's like, oh yeah, I've got all this stuff that was pressed by a local label here, from like the early '90s. It's like I have none of that. Can you send some of that to me? And somebody they originally was just PayPal me money, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll send that down. Cool.
It is kind of a pen pal, though,
Yeah.
in a way.
Oh yeah.
Hey, like you like D beat sounds? I'm like, yeah, I love that. Let's trade records.
Yeah, it's like I have
Yeah.
this, you have this. Let's trade. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and on their end, they have stuff that you probably could never find up here.
Oh yeah.
You know.
They've got pressings of like it's mainly very regional. Central and South America have a little bit more of an issue with distribution, but there certain labels and areas are trying to change it. Like there's Fabio from Olosek who runs his own shop, and he tries to try to push whatever he can out of there. So it can be based on the band. Like some of them are big enough that they can actually be on labels outside of their area, but it takes a little bit. And thankfully, like in the past, 10 years, especially, like I was saying, it's gotten much easier to be able to trade.
Yeah.
And get music out. Look at
Right.
Bandcamp.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So then we followed it up with, Face Down and Shit.
Yeah. Okay. This is I put this long ass song on here so everybody can have their smoke and beer break. Go off and take a piss because it gets repetitive.
So, I researched all the songs, so I knew that I had some familiarity with it. This was described as sludgecore.
Sludgecore, yeah. They're from North Carolina in the early 2000s. I know they got big enough to be on Relapse Records, which is a very large metal label that started off doing more like underground music. I like this song, Cinders, because it's just really fun to listen to. It's just long and it's just fun. Like I said, it's one that you can sit and smoke to. I saw these guys in a basement in Menominee, Wisconsin. Yeah, Lloyd Stoner Core. Saw him in a basement. I think that was like 2003, and this is from 2001. So no, but in 2000, it was a fall of 2002 then, and I just fell in love with it because it has like a Black Sabbathy vibe as well too, and yeah, I partake, and since it's nice and decriminalized. But this is a 10-inch. It's a split with another band. I forget what it is off the top of my head because I normally don't ever listen to the other side. Cold Electric Fire. I just didn't like it as much, so I ended up listening to the Face Down and Shit side more.
There you go.
Their first album is awesome. All hand screen printed and spray painted, and it's just really cool. I highly suggest searching that out.
You have one?
Yeah, I can go grab it. Take a second here.
Yeah.
That's one I could have put off the side here.
There we go. All right. If my production assistant is listening, I am low on my drinky drink.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to keep up with you, huh?
I like to drink.
No, so do I. Yeah, so do I. When I watch your show, you can see how that happens. By the end of it, we're like, Lloyd and I are usually trashed.
There we go.
Yeah, there's their first album. They're all different. It's like screen printed covers.
Wow.
So what they did is just got stock copies of blank covers and then just did it all themselves.
Fuck yeah.
It's really cool.
And then how's the vinyl? Is it just straight black or?
Yeah, I think this one is straight black. Keep it super cheap, If you do black or if you do marble, just straight marble, it's a lot cheaper. Yeah, side one.
Yeah. Nice.
And side two.
Nice. Very clever. 1 and 2.
Yeah, two different ways of saying fuck you.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, but that, like I said, I put that song on there just to annoy everybody. It's like, you put a super long song on. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Well, it worked out pretty well because I for the audio portion that I did for the radio show, which if you want to listen to, you can go to scumbone.com/vinylview. I have to put in these little set breaks where I ID the songs, and this starts off the second set. And I thought, even though it was long, it was a nice little,
good break
slow.
For that.
Yeah. And then you get into the next track, Doom.
Yeah. Well, I could fix that later. Oh, I love Doom. This is also my discharge too. I love Doom. This is my favorite recordings of them.
Which I have a photo that I found of you, and you're wearing your Doom shirt.
Mhm.
So
I've got a new one too because that one is getting really really worn out.
nice.
Yeah, this is the Monarchy Zoo 7-inch. Rating. What I put on there? Dig Your Grave. Yeah. Um, it's
Yeah.
just it's a different rendition of the original. This one is much more catchy and listenable. But this is my favorite 7-inch of theirs. They recorded at Sunlight Studio, which is um, a notorious and like awesome studio in Sweden that where most of the original death metal bands started off at.
Mm.
All the recordings. I know that Grave, Unleashed, Entombed, Dismember, like all these like first like major like wave of early Swedish death metal all recorded there. So I think that worked really awesomely for the crust sound too because they were able to get that low end on bass just nice and crunchy through it. Hey, you got
What's up, Sir Carl? You. Happy holidays, buddy. How we doing?
Yeah, like this is like what you would call crust core. Like it's definitely has a D beat vibe, but it's also just got that also known as stench core too. So it's just really just crunchy as hell, low end, graspy. Like a lot of these guys were around that time were like super squatters, really into anarcho punk as well too. Like they're all into Crass, Discharge, but also into like Subhumans. Yeah, like I think that they took some of their sound also kind of around the crude SS guys from Sweden.
Well, so they have the speed of core, but then the crunchiness of crust and stench.
Oh yeah. Let's see, we're talking about Doom.
Doom. So, Sir Carl, this is VinylView. This is a interview episode with the guests and their collection of vinyl. Bomb Raid has made me a playlist that's going to air this Monday on the radio station. And at this point, we are talking about what he chose, why he chose it, and we actually get to see it. So this playlist is full of punk rock, hardcore, and tons of extreme subgenres.
Yeah. Yeah, I put a lot of crust in there because I was really into the 90s like crust and early 2000s crust because I was like very close to Profane existence at that time, so it was easy to get over to shows over here. No, it's not the Doom soundtrack, it's the band Doom.
Before there was Doom, right? The game Doom.
Oh, yeah.
96. Oh yeah, I don't know when they started. That album was from 96, but
yeah, the 7-inches from 96. That's like they've changed up some members, but they've had a lot of originals, and then they come and go back in and out. I know that's on one album they had the guitarist from Napalm Death covering to help with them because the guitarist broke his wrist skateboarding.
Nice.
And they were all
true punk rock.
Yeah, they're all from the same scene, so I think that's pretty cool.
Nice. And that's usually how it works, right? I mean, even your guys' crew,
Oh yeah,
they're all working together.
Yeah, we all like different styles, and we just have fun. Like, and it's just like, your turn to throw on a record, especially when we're at the record shop. It's like, for my shift, the only thing I don't want to hear is like a band Morrissey. Like, I don't mind the Smiths, I'll put that on, but Morrissey himself, I'm just like, no.
Yeah,
no.
right.
That's banned.
Yeah,
that happened after we had one coworker put on the same album 3 times in a row. It's like I could
instant 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, Lloyd, he was saying Doom is classic anti-fascist, anti-war, anti-system hardcore punk rock.
Oh yeah, highly anti-fascist. The 7-inch Police Bastard is really all about that too. You can see like it comes through that because in England, especially during that time in the 80s, they still had a lot of neo-Nazis running around, and there was a lot of fights going on, and they're just definitely just trying to help prove a point that we don't want those fuckers around.
Right.
They have a good song called Nazi Die, and that's all the lyrics to it.
Nice. Like Nazi punks fuck off, right?
Yeah, just much like that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So then we moved on to Japan.
Yeah. This is Zoe. I chose let's see, the song From Hell. This is an awesome 7-inch. These guys are amoebics worshiping crust, just like awesome about it too. They just definitely pulled the whole Amoebics vibe all the way through.
Was it From Hell (parentheses Ice Devil)?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand the Ice Devil part, but
Well, it's cold beneath the ground, I guess. I don't know.
true.
Maybe in Japan.
Yeah, definitely. This was originally supposed to be a split with Effigy, and they're gonna do one called From Hell 2. And I think I have that up in the collection. I should have pulled that down. But they were supposed to be, like a split 7-inch or split LP, but something happened, so they had to put it only on 7 inches. But this is a really cool record overall. The song, they're just crazy distorted. Yeah, but I can't remember everything else these guys were involved with. I know that they're also involved with a band called Gloom. And I just can't remember all that whole scene. They're on Crust War Records, which is an awesome label in Japan. These guys, they'll carry all the different Japanese crust, and then sometimes they'll put out other music from other areas too. But yeah, like this 7-inch is awesome. I love it. Their LP that they put out is awesome too. They only put out the LP 7-inch and I think like a CDR. And I know that the CDR is way up on price, and I just rather not.
That's insane.
Yeah. They collect over there too, like crazy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And yeah, like Zoe is awesome like that. Let's see, they were on a video I gave to Lloyd too, as a VHS, because I know he collects VHS. It was they have it out on YouTube. It was all Krusty Spending Loud Night. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, they're up along the same way. It's anti-system, anti-fascist, because they get that shit over there too. So
all over, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And so I imagine most of the playlists. I know you played Defiance.
Oh yeah,
that's later in the playlist.
Yeah, no, I love Defiance. Like,
yeah,
and that's where like I the kind of the scene of punk that I fell into, because growing up in like Wisconsin, there's a lot of hicks and a lot of racism, and I just could not stand that. I don't fucking understand it one bit. And it's like, so this was a good way of saying fuck you.
Yeah, and a music that represents it too, as well.
Yeah, like even out there, like we would go to shows between every town. If a small town would have a show, we would load up a van of people and just go to this small town and just have fun. Like Medford, Wisconsin, population 3,000, had 17 punk bands at one point.
Holy shit. That's a high per capita punk band for that.
Yeah,
that population.
We had tons of them too. We had one guy was getting down to having basements in his shows, and basement in his mom's basement. He would have shows there. And when he went over a decade, that was Nate's Dungeon. And that, yeah, he's been posting all the flyers, and I had to like send him copies of flyers that I saved. And I had used to take photos of every show I went to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good old punk rock days in the basement.
I'm still doing them.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm. Sweaty, drunk, people falling down. Somebody gets shoved by accident, then they all go at it, and then everybody dances it off. And then when between bands, everybody's just outside smoking and drinking. That's punk.
Yeah. Yeah, we have two venues in Petaluma. One's the Phoenix Theater, which is the punk rock venue.
Oh yeah.
The other is the Mystic Theater, which is the middle-aged music venue. But when they graduate from the punk rock was when they start playing at the Mystic. So Agent Orange has been playing around here, and they would play at the Phoenix. Now they're playing at the Mystic.
Oh yeah, that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah,
like there's many times like right now, Triple Rock is gone sadly, and that was an awesome place. I've seen hundreds of shows there, but that would be like the go-to. Now it's like less of, I don't even know where half the punk houses are anymore because I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And like when I do get to out to the show, I'm definitely the guy with gray hair there, and it's just like, oh, this is fun. I don't care though. I'm having a couple beers, dancing and laughing and listening to music. And then that's
what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And then like there's a place here called Part Wolf. It's I like to call it the Party Wolf because Part Wolf is dumb. But they have a lot of good shows lately. They've got a good deck outside too, so you can hang out there as well. It's just, I think that's pretty cool. I'm just tired of bar shows though. I'd rather see it more like I grew up with. We'd go to Legions and VFWs for shows. It was awesome.
Oh yeah,
that.
Nice. Yeah. The straight music, not getting trashed in music. Well, you're doing that beforehand and then going in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or go off to the alley and have a couple and come back.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So after Zill, then we heard from Brazil.
Again.
Beethoven.
Beethoven. Yep. Pull that up here a second. I like a lot of Brazilian punk because they're pretty unique on. Actually, they're pretty crazy down there too. Like the whole history of like what was going on in the 80s, like they like LA, they turned into having punk gangs basically.
Mm.
But yeah, Beethoven is a one-man DB band. It's one person.
One person?
Yep.
Fuck, I want to re-listen to it now.
Here's a photo of him too.
Damn.
Yeah, it's one guy records it all. When yeah, let's see. And then sometimes I'll have somebody step in. Like on this one, he had one person doing some drums, but it's usually a one-man DB band, and it's crazy fun.
Fuck.
This 7-inch I really enjoy, Visions of Hell, because this is one of the first ones that I found of him. Then this guy in his height was putting out a ton every year, just a ton. Which some DB bands do. Like on the back right here with that, the image on that is the back patch I have on my vest.
Nice.
Because it's just great. Yeah, like Brazil is they've got an awesome scene between DB to grindcore, even down to their black metal scene. They're just they pull no stops and they just go pure extreme, and that's where like this is awesome example of that.
Well, with Sepultura being like the biggest of the groups out of there.
Oh yeah, even like the Sepultura guys were into crust and hardcore like that as well too.
Yeah.
I mean, the early stuff was definitely more crusty like that. When Max did a collaboration from one of the guys from Fudge Tunnel called Nail Bomb, it was just like listening to Ministry but crustier. They even covered Doom.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
And when they did only one live set at a Roadburn festival, I think it may have been, but I can't remember for sure. I wasn't alive, like into music at that time. It was 94. They had Peligro from Dead Kennedys playing drum, Edwardson from Neurosis playing bass, and they had the Doom guys all off on the side of the stage just nodding their heads and having fun.
Nice. So 94, what were you listening to?
94, I was listening to Napalm Death, Metallica, Black Flag. Oh, Destroy.
Oh, you got started pretty early.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had family who gave me tapes and brought me to shows.
Nice.
I would have like the noise canceling headset like this, and I would be sitting with a family. Like this was one of my sisters, and just be sitting like with her and being drug around to each and how many other shows too. So
nice. All right. So after Beethoven, we heard something out of Vietnam.
Yeah. The recording quality is not the greatest. But.
Well, I was going to ask you, was that a transfer from vinyl?
Yeah, that was from the vinyl because we couldn't find it.
So because I compiled the audio playlist and now I can see the waveform. It was the weirdest fucking waveform I'd ever seen.
I know, isn't it weird?
It was like I'd never seen this before. It was mono too. On top of that.
Yeah. Oh, think about the recording techniques in Vietnam and like what 2003, 2000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly. Think about that, and it's death metal from Vietnam.
Yeah, it's super rare.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I originally picked it up. It was just like name was like, I know a lot of disgusted. It's like then I got this off of a label and distro that used to be called Crimes Against Humanity. They're originally based out of my hometown in area in Eau Claire. So I'd be able to go over to his place, and he had that. It's just like, this is from Vietnam. I'm like, what?
Rad.
Cool. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, the sound is pretty bad, but this is the one I really wanted to put on your show because I remember seeing I think you put out a tweet saying how much you hate punk from the U.S.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that was me.
All right, maybe I was drunk.
I wonder what the context was.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give you a playlist of music from around the world. just because I want to show that, this music is everywhere. It's
Everywhere. Oh, maybe it was during Lloyd and our conversation about, that there's something from everywhere. Almost every country has similar sounds. It's not just what we have. I mean,
Oh yeah, there's like black metal and hardcore from Iran and Iraq, and I found like Israeli black metal where they rip into all the religions, and it's like cool.
Yeah.
And there's like really good Israeli hardcore too. It's everywhere.
Right. So it's not just us. We're not the only ones.
Oh, we're not special. Come on.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, all Lloyd ripped it. Thank you, Lloyd.
Thank you, Lloyd, for the rip. And a special thank you for Lloyd helping you get all the tracks together, because that's more than I expect. I'm more accustomed to going out and finding the tracks myself. So I appreciate you guys doing the legwork for that, because that makes this much easier for me.
Well, he got some practice because during the lockdown, as a lot of the volunteers from the Extreme Noise, we did a podcast. We were trying to put it out every week. So if you can find that, have fun listening to that too, because they'll show all the different people, at least having a small set list. It's kind of like the
on Mixcloud.
I think it was Mixcloud. Yeah.
Yeah, I do know of it.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cool, and so he got a little bit of practice doing all that. Like,
I didn't know that was the story behind it.
Oh, that, and we've been doing this for years too. I mean, like, for how long? It's just like if I didn't have the CD, or if I couldn't find the, if I had the vinyl, I didn't have the digital form, and
right,
it just go down and download it from somewhere. I mean,
yeah.
Metallica has a whole beef about it, right?
Yeah. Fucking lame.
Mm-hmm.
You should allow access, not deny it.
Yeah, it's music. Get it out there.
Music. Yeah, exactly. But he wants to drive his Ferrari, so there's that.
Yeah. Which one?
All right, so after Disgusted, we heard out of Sweden. We're going back to Sweden.
Oh, yeah, go back to Sweden. Always got to do that. This is one of my favorite grind bands, Nazum, or Nazum, some people say, but it's Nazum.
So are you up and up on your Swedish pronunciations?
Yes and no. I had a grandfather who was came from Swedish lineage who could still speak it, so I can still...
I would take you as a source.
Yeah, and then I had a friend who just moved back to Sweden, and he would help work on my pronunciations. And when you listen to it, you can actually start hearing it more too.
Yeah.
Nazum mainly did all their lyrics in English, but yeah, Johan, big ups, Johan, we love you, man. We miss you.
You.
Yeah, Nazum. This is a great 7-inch. This was hard to find overall. I did pick it up at the Noise. It's put out on Blurred Records out of Japan.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce where from because I would just butcher it.
So it's a repress?
No, this is the first press. This is the only press of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
From 94? Because I looked up 94. No, I saw...
I mean 94, sorry.
No, but I mean the album's from 94. I mean the 7-inch.
Yeah, 1997.
97. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
This is the original press, though.
Okay.
The only press. They did a.
Did they do a demo in 94? Because that's.
Yeah, they did a demo in 94. I think that's on like a CDR at that time. Probably was tape. May have been CD, but I don't think so. They have a lot of stuff out. Ezekiel, just awesome dude. But he died in a tsunami when it hit Thailand. It was his vacation there.
The one in like 2005?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And they were just getting much bigger by that point, like worldwide. They're still considered like one of the best grindcore bands of all time.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite 7-inches they put out. Of all the albums, they put out quite a few albums, and mainly, they were released by Relapse. And cool, get the music out there. That's what it's about. Was Human 2.0. I think that's just a fun album. Yeah, like they're like he had a huge love for Napalm Death. That's why I keep dropping that a lot. It's one of my favorite bands. Still got the patch up here for a reason.
But you didn't put any in on the set.
No, because Yeah, you can find that. And a lot of people will hear it. It makes its way into pop culture all the time. So I want to show other music. I mean, come on, there's
I
so
respect
much.
that.
There's
I
so much
respect
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of it too. Like I do have like the original EPs they put out. I have the Flexi split they did with SOD, and some of it's and they also did their cover of Dead Kennedy's Nazi Punk Fuck Off.
Yeah.
Which is it makes like before it sounds like they're toying with them, but these guys make it sound like they're gonna kill them.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Mhm.
So now we're going to Lloyd's favorite place, which is Finland.
Oh yeah. Well, in Finland, there's a split between hardcore and metal for being basically their national music. I can never say the name right.
Dude, I have no idea.
I'm not going to try to say it, but I know I can say Lapisset. Hey, there we go.
There you go. Hey.
Hey. Yeah. I found out with these guys, they did a split with Disrupt around the same time. I think that was back in 94, 95, roughly around then. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. And that's how I found out about these guys. And I love Finnish punk. Like, this is just straight up crazy stuff and really fun. I've got their album. I have most of the 7 inches. The split with Disrupt I don't have because I didn't feel like shelling out at that time. It was like $65 for a 7 inch.
That's a lot of money. So what's the most that you would spend on something that you want for vinyl?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one.
Or
I have,
how much? What's the most you have spent? I should say.
I forgot about that question. I was remembering that. Here, I'll find that real quick for you.
Oh, he's got it. He's gonna dig.
Oh, I love digging.
You know exactly where it is, though.
Mhm.
Of all those 2,000 7 inches.
All right, so I spent $36 for a Meebix 7 inch. This was during the lockdown because I have never seen it anywhere else at that time. I got the Amoebix winner from Extreme Noise, and I think I paid 50 for that. And yeah, those are the two most pricey 7 inches I've bought thus far, I think. But I know that.
So you found that during the lockdown. Was that because you were, able to spend time on the internet and look, and you're like, oh shit?
I think I was just kind of got down to the point of saying, fuck it, I really want it. And you know
Yeah.
what? I'm not doing anything else. I'm just sitting at
Right.
home drinking some beer, playing video games, or listening to records. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'll pick it up.
Right. Totally.
And let's see. I'll find the last one there too. And the next one that would probably cost the most was Totalitar. This is fun stuff. This is also Swedish hardcore. They're considered one of the best ever. I love them. Some people think they're overrated, but I love them. What is it? Luftelaffen? Yeah, I think I can't ever pronounce anything right anymore.
It's a little washed out. Is there? Because I think you have the light. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. So how much was that?
This was 60. I know that. Some of their records will go up to in the hundreds realm, and I've seen some Swedish bands from that time go up into the thousands.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
So that's just 7 inches.
Just 7 inches, yeah.
What about the LPs?
There was a joke in Sweden at that time that if you put out LPs, that you are a poser and you're selling out. Hey, don't worry, Lloyd. There's some Rat 2s coming up.
If you're not putting out a 7-inch, you're not punk rock.
Yeah, you're supposed to. It's supposed to be short, fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I traded Lloyd a split of Totalitar Disclose a little while ago. That's a tough one to find too. That's like a $40 record. I have traded that to him a while back to basically get a Recharge album back from him. Just
That's how it goes. You lend your records to some friends and it disappears.
no, I didn't lend it to him. I gave it to him, I think, at that time. Or I traded for something else, and then I traded
Oh,
another record back to him and to get that back.
your own record you traded back for.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, like well, Totalitar is awesome, crazy hardcore. It kind of boring to watch live. I saw him at Pointless Fest in Philly. But they just kind of stood there. But watching everybody else just moshing like crazy was the best part.
Everyone getting into it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and that's where I feel that a lot of the Swedish hardcores, Swedish and especially Finnish hardcore, they're just crazy. That's where it's just really fun. So loud, distorted, and just bonkers, and very highly anti-fascist as well too.
Yeah, which is important.
Yes, it is.
So then we're moving on to Cinderblock.
Yeah, this one probably threw a little bit of a loop there, huh?
Out of Boston.
Yeah, Boston Skins and Punks.
There we go.
That's why I got the laurel leaves around the anarchy. I had to put this on there because I actually really, really enjoy this one. They're No Means No. It's definitely a song about, what happens with rape, especially because rape is fucking horrible. And but having a bunch of guys that look like this, if you can see that, yelling at you about that probably would hopefully help. I like the sound because it's really stompy and definitely has that Boston attitude, sort of like, you can feel that from like some of the other bands from that area, Toxic Narcotic, everything like that as well too. But Cinderblock, I don't know if they have any newer stuff at all. They have an LP outside this that's awesome as well too. I just haven't seen anything new as of late, mainly because I don't live out in the East Coast. So yeah.
No means no.
No means no.
Yeah. Definitely a good message that I think, with the kind of toxic masculinity of, I don't want to say of punk rock, but especially, there definitely are groups of that, and, a group to take that on, I think is good.
Yeah, and there is some hypocrisy in the punk scene with that too, because there's some guys that gals, who knows, like all across the board, that they'll use their position of like being in a big band and do that shit. And it's like it's like we'll call them out on that just like anybody else, and that's where some of the call out culture I think today really definitely came from, like the pages of Maxim Rock and Roll. And like the guest columns that would be in Profane and all these underground zines where it would just be like, this person did this shit, and why are we going to support them for doing that?
Yeah.
And I like that. And I'm glad people are doing that because it does help change perspective of understanding what's going on. So it's not like we're not perfect either. There is a lot of toxic masculinity in the punk scene as well too, and I've seen it, and I'll call it out. I try not to be a part of that either,
Yeah. Right. And especially, I think, this track was from 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously before everything with the Me Too movement, there's something, it's not, I don't know, they're not hopping on the bandwagon. This is something I don't hear a lot of punk bands ever talking about that, really.
Really? There's Brother Inferior. They had a song about that where they have somebody screaming at the front of it, if you think that rape is funny to you, well then fuck you, and the whole song is about that. There's a lot, especially when you get into some of the crustier 90s and 2000s where they're trying to really help prove a point, because that's kind of a similar vibe to what was going through England before that with the political scene in itself, where they were talking about it. Profane in the early 2000s was doing Clitfest, which is all about just women in punk rock and what they have to say, what's going on with that too. So it is there, but it depends on what kind of music you listen to with that, and if people have time to actually sit and listen to it.
Yeah, right. So now we get into the originators of anarcho-punk.
Oh yeah.
With some Crass.
Yeah, I love Crass. I still do. They're weird. I love them.
Well, especially this song too.
This is off the album Nagasaki Nightmare off of this album. I was originally going to put the 7-inch song on there until Lloyd reminded me of how long that one is. I was like, all right. Yeah, this is Nagasaki Nightmare. Yeah, of course, being about Nagasaki being a nightmare, and we can understand that. But it's off of Christ the album. Very good for Christmas right there.
Yes, yes.
Um,
From 82.
hmm The version I have is like those box sets that they use for uh, classical, and I thought that was crazy that they did that at that time, because these guys pretty much gave away their records. They charged it to the penny and didn't make any money back.
Yeah.
Being on existential press, that's funny. But yeah, still got the original booklet. But
that's original pressing?
Yeah, this is the OG.
Oh shit.
It came through at the Noise and was only $24.
Damn.
Yeah. The repress that came out recently is just a gatefold record, if I remember right.
Right. Pretty clean.
Very
nice.
I think this was actually somebody bought it from Northern Lights. It used to be a record shop downtown. Yeah, that's the original press for that. I like Crass a lot. Like, that's one I really fell into when I was trying to wrap my head around politics of punk, and I thought they bring forth with that. That's where like a lot of words that you hear from original like grindcore and crust that came out in like the later 80s is like they like the politics of Crass, but they just didn't like the sound.
And they had to kind of revamp it a little.
Yeah. Then they went faster, but they still had a lot of the same attitude.
Well, there is that period of punk rock where it was too kind of post-punk experimental.
Yeah.
You're not getting to the music, you're getting to the politics, which is fine, but we want the beat.
Yeah, we want the
rhythm.
Yeah, like the early stuff was definitely, to me, straightforward, awesome punk. And then by the time they put out, their swan song, it was just like, yeah, I could put that on if I'm wanting to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's not a casual playthrough, right?
Yeah. And they by their last studio album, they were more angry again, and that's where they cut out a lot of the extra radio talks and like switchbacks and forth. But you could tell that they started getting angrier again, but they didn't want to be angry as much anymore. I mean, they've already been doing like how many gigs per year and actually going through all that.
Yeah.
Read some of the books about those guys, and it's very interesting. Some of the crap they're pulling off recently,
well, one of the dudes went on the Chumbawamba.
Oh, well, Chumbawamba, they were an anarcho-punk band.
Well, I only listened to that one song because I was forced to. I get knocked down.
Oh, yeah. Well, that made them a lot of money, but they gave most of it away.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
They did a CD with AK Press out of San Francisco and London, where it's just them doing folk music, but it's all about like when Alexander Berkman met Emma Goldman, or a cover of protest songs, Bella Ciao, and they're all really cool, and it's like a cappella. It's pretty cool.
Shit. No shit. They weren't just a one-hit band.
No, hell no. They were pretty big before that. That's where like the punk scene was just like, they're selling out, and it's just like, whatever. I buried the hatchet now. They mean well. Punks also thought that Crass and Crass record bands were what we call oogles. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, being oogles? Well, there's a train hopping culture in the U.S. and like also abroad.
Sure.
Yeah, where they are anarchists, but they tend to drink and do everything else like that too. So they're the true people who only can do it. So that's where some people probably didn't like Crass too, and they're just like, come on, we're still punks.
Well, because they didn't follow the same.
No, like they were very very political, of course.
Yeah.
It's just that there you can look at what also was coming out at that time after they 79. You can see how Exploited started picking up. I mean, there was also how much other stuff, and it's like this is also punk. Like Cal from Discharge openly declared that like if he ran into Crass, he beat him up, even though he was their favorite fans.
Yeah.
Crucifix from California were huge Crass fans, but they sounded more like Discharge. So it's just like you can see how it goes like that. It's just that the sound evolved more, and they did, but they just kind of they went off into more of like the artistic side. Their favorite album of theirs, my favorite album, excuse me, thank you, beer, is
Hey-o.
cheers, is Penis Envy. I like that album a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The song Beta Motel is still on the band list of songs not being able to play on over the airs in the Great Britain or the UK.
Yeah. Well, there's always a again, like, this is punk, that's not punk.
Yeah.
This kind of added this fucking kind of anti-punk attitude, which is to say, well, you're not us. It shouldn't be this case.
Yeah, us versus them. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, they don't trust anybody over 30. Wait, I'm over 30.
Well, me too.
Yeah, it's just like, to me, punk is thought. It's how you think. It's not just how you dress and what kind of music only. It's can be anything like that. It definitely pulling down to like not trying to put yourself only into a box. This is coming from a guy who still wears studs and spikes, bullet belts, and calls himself punk. To me, cool, that's what I do. I just have fun, whatever.
Yeah, right. I don't need the label.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's me,
and that's what counts.
Oof.
Oh, bottom of the bottle.
Oh, I already got 4 of them lined up over there.
Yeah, you're ready. I think I'm ready. If my production assistant is listening, I do need a refill. So then from Crass, we went to DS13, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, DS13, Demon System 13. This is my favorite band in high school because it's just straightforward, fast hardcore. This is the split they did with Code 13. Code 13 was from Minneapolis here. Felix was the singer of it. He was also the person that was in Destroy, does Havoc Records. DS13 was very just straightforward hardcore band. They sounded very similar to also Minor Threat-ish, but they started off more grindcore and then just started getting more hardcore over time. I'm a Cop is a good song to describe what's going on in the world with cops. Like the lyrics are, I'm a cop, I lie, I'm a cop, I cheat, I cheat.
Weird, I haven't heard this before.
Yeah. And I still like the lyric of, whoa, I love my work.
Is that actually written there?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm the law, I terrorize, I'm the law, I kill. Yeah, DS13 was awesome. I got to see them twice in the U.S. and they were just crazy. They did their last show here in Minneapolis. I can't remember the name of that place.
You.
Yeah.
And they were from Sweden, right?
Yep, from Sweden. Yep. Umla. They're also members went on to be in the Vicious. And I picked that up. Let's see. Exil, EXIL. They're still playing. But yeah, DS13 was one of my favorite bands, so I had to put that on there. This is the first press because you could tell that it has a different cover than the newer one. I don't have a copy of that. But yeah, gold vinyl, cool.
Nice.
This is the one I picked up when it first came out. So yeah, that's too long ago.
2002?
Yep, sounds about right. Almost 20 years ago.
Oh, fuck. Man, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But this is still great stuff to listen to. I love putting it on. It's a little dated at this point. You can kind of tell it's much older, but it's fun to listen to.
Dated in what way?
Hardcore definitely changed, like in sound, like mainly because different influences all the way through. Like you could tell that was they started that band kind of as a joke and it really took off. because they were trying to like mix like kind of have a grindier sound to like playing hardcore, and then it actually took off, and they had fun with it. Hardcore is like some of the sounds have changed in different ways because I'm very happy seeing more women involved, being much more open and accepting and working, especially more bands from not being focused only in the U.S. And only singing English. I want to hear mainly your native tongue. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I might have to sit and try to figure it out, but I've got Google Translate.
Well, as long as the message is anti-fascist, we know what they're saying.
Got a point there. It's a very good point.
Yeah. That's the important thing, is you want to make sure that, because you know what the fuck they're saying. Because sometimes when I play stuff on my show, I do like, because we talked about this with Lloyd, you see the skin culture and
oh yeah,
how do you differentiate? How do you know?
Yeah.
And you have to really kind of dig, especially when it's foreign language.
Yeah, you've got to dig. When you get to, I don't mind skins. Like I grew up with skins being in Wisconsin. A lot of the skins in my area were all native. They came from 2 different tribes in there, and I was like, because they're like, yeah, we got into this. And it's like, cool.
Yeah.
And I understood that. I've ran into boneheads though too. It's just like you can definitely tell the difference not just by look, but how they treat other people and how they talk.
Sure.
Yeah. Skins, and a lot of skins around here would still also used to get into a lot of massive fights.
Well, that's the face to face, but when you're talking the music, what are the cues in a foreign language?
Oh yeah.
Apart from iconography, obviously you see something that says, well, these are Nazis or whatever, but
yeah,
if you don't know the language,
yep.
What am I listening? What am I broadcasting?
Well, and especially how we do it with through the record shop and how many other places have done it. It's just by knowing who runs a label, and the people that are associated with it putting it out. If you know the person who's putting it out, cool. If you only just blindly base it off of something else, it's gonna be interesting. So it's nice to be able to actually have a group of network of people that actually can help. We're not safeguarding anything like that. I mean, we're not evangelical Christians by any means.
Right.
It's just that, well, we're going to make sure that we're not going to carry that shit.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So, Defiance.
Yeah. I love Defiance. This is what
Fight the real enemy.
Fight the real enemy. I love Defiance. People would call this street punk now. To me, it's just punk.
So what makes it street punk? I mean, that's like old school, like Sham 69.
Yeah.
Esque.
No, they came out around the time of like the Casualties, all that, and everybody's just like, well, it's like we live on the streets where we deal and fight and we do this. It's like, yeah. No, it's just like you still go to a home usually, unless if you do live in a cardboard box or a dumpster.
So it's a lyrical content that would define, in this case, it to be street punk.
Yeah, or sound as well too. Like you could look at many different kind of punk that would be based around it. This is very melodic and fun like that. That's where you can see that it come from like some of the early days of
Lloyd saying anthem heavy choruses.
Very anthem heavy all the way through. Yeah. That's where like Fight the Real Enemy is definitely like that. Or why would we be fighting against them, and we should be fighting against them, but we're instead of fighting each other. Fight the real enemy. Enemy. Yeah, fucking hell.
What's that? Beer's kicking in.
About time too, huh? One of the songs that's also on this is "Your Country Is Shit." So you can see, they still fell at that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to Defiance because of Profane Existence as well too. That's a label that really helped push me in.
Nice.
But yeah, like I just picked up one of the other albums because I had it on tape, but I broke it eventually.
From playing it too much?
Playing it too much, trying to like tape it back together. How many different times? Had to pull it apart to sit down and like X-Acto knife the tape to get it still together. Nice. So like I finally found a vinyl version of it.
Nice.
But yeah, they're just so catchy. And they got pretty big, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they started acting a little bit like rock stars, and it's like, yeah, we don't do that, dude.
Yeah. This is punk rock.
Yeah.
And Lloyd was saying lots of F words. I have work to do to edit all that shit out.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I didn't put on one of my favorite songs where it is literally the lyrics get down to like fuck off, fuck you, fuck your thirst. So you should be happy.
Repeat.
Yeah, you're lucky. Like there's a reason why they never got huge outside. Like they could have been actually material to go on more radio stations, like smaller stations, but literally every other word is fucking shit.
As it should be.
That's the song I was gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna hate having to put this on because there's gonna be a lot of blanks in there.
I got some work to do to edit this for the radio. That's all right though, because you know what? No one's playing this shit on the radio.
Yeah.
So I want to have this kind of shit.
Well, small local stations still can put it out after 10 o'clock, but they usually don't because the FCC will be like, well, it's like, oh, come on.
I'm not really sure what the end is on that because I think there's certain words, but still fuck, shit, and all that is still not okay.
Yeah, 7 dirty words like George Carlin put it.
Exactly.
Gotta miss it.
Ass, I think makes a pass.
I have to say it in the right way, and that's where I had to agree with John Dever when he was going up against Tipper Gore and going, yeah, my song was banned because I said the word high.
Yeah, that time.
Yeah, but Defiance was a huge one. I think they're really fun. It's just really just catchy fun. Like Lloyd was saying, anthem heavy. They're not really trying to fill you full of shit. They're not trying to like put anything else. They're just saying what they are going through for the day and saying what they want to say. And I like that.
Yeah.
And as for Fight the Real Enemy, it was a good song, but it's like a good come together song.
Yeah. Especially, I think, not to get into politics too much, but
yeah,
everything that's going on, we've been divided, but let's fight the real enemy together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I try not to go into politics way too much, even though I am kind of political, but I
am.
Yeah.
But, it's just the working class has been pitted against each other.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this song, especially that type of genre, is speaking to the working class, especially union workers and all that. And it's fight the real enemy, and it's not each other.
There was an opening to an Ostrotten song where they had this whole monologue of like different people together, and I think that one of the statements was they've turned blue collar against white collar workers when they're both getting paid the same.
Right.
And that's where it's definitely it to me it can appeal all the way through like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Fuck yeah! No, Defiance is still one of my favorites.
Yeah. So then we went to some Stenchcore from Moscow.
Yeah. Oh, I love this album.
Fatum.
Dude,
look at that fucking cover art, dude.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Can you pull back just a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is great. When I first heard these guys, they were more kind of like amoebics. Being crust, and I was trying to find more of it, but I couldn't find any here because it's from Russia, and I didn't feel like ordering it because it would have been pricey as hell. Hey, he's got a Misery shirt on.
Nice.
To me, this is like a awesome blend because it also has like very heavy on like the Venom feel to it as well too. Cat hair. Yeah, these guys are great. They put out a new 7-inch this year, I think. I was hoping that we would get in at the Noise soon. If not, I'll have to find somebody to order from. And when I do that, I'll probably order like 5 copies of it.
So you mentioned that they kind of had an influence from Venom.
Oh yeah, Venom was a huge influence on the punk, like especially on Crust.
Well, we talked about that earlier because, I looked at Venom as this kind of new wave of British heavy metal that would go on to influence black metal, but they influenced everybody.
Oh, they really influenced everybody because they were, I think their quote was, we were too punk for metal and we were too metal for punk. And it's just been, and they were just having fun, and because they're so fast and so raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like they influenced even Metallica. I remember there's a part on Metallica's Thank
Garage
You.
Inc.
Yeah, that was not with that. It
Oh.
was on their first album with Kill 'Em All. I think it was on
Hmm.
that where they say thank you very much for Venom for letting us tag along and able to be a part of their tour. But maybe
Oh
that was
wow.
on Ride the Lightning. And then Venom ripped back into it's like, yes, and thank you to Metallica for being a great band because you guys are really happening. You can see that they're just like giving him shit because,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like, but and they are all influenced by even like Motorhead, Discharge, and rock and roll because that's where like goes into crust because it is so just abrasive. You can tell it sounds like the dude has throat cancer. And that's
Nice and
where
gravelly. Nice and
yeah,
crusty.
yeah, and that's where this definitely falls into like the stench core, crust core phase, especially around like you can look at early 2000s with Hellshock, uh, Stormcrow, how they were very dominant because they revived that and brought that back, but they also kind of added some death metal elements for especially from Bolt Thrower into it,
Hmm.
and that yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Good
But
shit.
and being from Russia, I've got a bunch of other Russian bands in here. One is called Distress. I think they're from St. Petersburg. I do have one from a band in Kamachka. I just can't remember which city.
Kamachka. Wait, is that in the board game Risk? Or
Yeah,
is that
it's a
Kamkachka?
yeah. Sorry.
Well, I don't remember. Kamkachka or something.
Yeah, it's way
The most eastern part of Russia.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. And then we went back to Sweden again.
Well, you always got to swing back to Sweden. The heart
The
of
center of Stenchcore.
We've got Sword Wielder. I was happy I got to see these guys.
Where'd you see him?
Basement show in South Minneapolis. Right. Yeah, it was before the lockdown, of course.
Hmm.
My buddy Will actually is the one that turned me on to these guys. Again, put out by Profane Existence, but they had an album before this. I don't have a copy of that album. I did hear it though, but that was a fun show. These guys, it's just very loud and aggressive. They were members of Agritha, not Agritha. Oh, what is that? Here, I got to go find the record.
Lloyd was saying that UFO Tofu played that gig.
Yeah, he did. That was a fun
Dude,
show. Before
fuck
the cops showed up.
Ah, fucking cops.
Agrimonia, that's who some of the members were in. Sorry about that. And
No, all good, all good.
I think Martyrdod, a buddy of mine was talking about how he was talking with them too. It's just like, hey, you remember me? And it's like, yeah, last time we talked, you guys were dicks. And we thought everybody in Minneapolis were dicks. It's like, well, you're true there. No, this is a great album. Just it gets a little bit repetitive on some of the aspects of it too, but I really like putting this on. It just drags you through the dirt and gravel. But yeah, Sword
Some
Wielder.
stench.
Oh, that's stenchy. These guys smelled like hell after like how many weeks on tour.
All right.
And they were just as drunk as the rest of us.
Nice. So are those basement shows still happening at this point?
Yeah. I was gonna go to one last week, but my partner wasn't feeling too good. So
Yeah.
I decided I should stay home and be nice and be supportive.
Yeah, that's very nice of you.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, like no, there's still basement shows going on. I just don't know about some of them because people don't put out as many flyers anymore. They expect you just to look at Facebook, and
Yeah.
I barely look at Facebook.
So that's been a big change in terms of social media versus print media.
Oh yeah.
In terms of, flyers up at the record shop. I'd imagine that's a big spot for people to put stuff up.
Yeah, and we haven't seen as much lately. COVID definitely took down a lot of shows, and like especially if I was going around again here. But then there's some people just saying, "COVID be damned, I want to go out." It's like, all right, well, you're gonna get it like the rest of us. Like,
yeah. Well, if you're vaccinated and all that, then
Yeah. I'm double vaxxed. I'm still waiting on the booster because I had problems trying to get out to it. But I still caught it back last September. That sucked.
How was that?
Well, heavy cough, didn't feel that great. It sucked. But I just sat at home and played video games. And I would drink a Liney's, which I am now. It tasted like bubble gum. I was so pissed.
You got your taste back though.
Yeah, I got my taste back.
There we go. That's the shit that concerns me is getting it and not being able to fucking taste what I'm drinking.
Yeah, oh yeah, that sucked. It's just like I would have put hot sauce on everything, and the only way I could tell it was hot is because my mouth was tingling.
Fuck. Wow.
Yeah, that's what working in bars will do that to you. So
yeah, there's that. Go oh, it's not over yet. Here we go. We got Bomb right here. VinylView. You.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Lloyd.
You. Lloyd. All right, so we're talking records. We're talking VinylView. We're talking I'm drinking whiskey. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm drinking beer. Wisconsin beer.
Yeah, come on.
Lonnie Kugels. Cheers.
Cheers. Salute. All right, so we ended with Sword Wielder. Yeah. But you were going through some Doom records you had.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of fun. So I showed you the Monarchy Zoo 7-inch. Here's the first press of Doom's Police Bastard. I got this for $3.50. It's right up in the corner.
From where?
Extreme Noise.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah.
I think that I got this off a buddy a long time ago. He just sold it to me. I think I was maybe 17, and that's when they opened back in 1994. Here's the another version of Police Bastard. This is the tour version they put out in 2017. Yeah, limited to 200, and I have number 41.
Nice. Yeah.
Let's see. This is definitely a boot. Multinationals raping Mother Nature. Doom live in Japan.
Nice.
Doom lost the fight. I think this is the split. Yeah, split with Hiatus, a German crust band. Very fun. So cool. Here's Doom called Hail to Sweden. What's funny is that the cover is actually I think that was ripping to Manowar with a Hail to Holland, Hail to England, yeah. And where they instead of having the English flag, they put the Swedish flag in.
Nice.
And it's covering Discard, Mob 47, Crudity, Agony, Origers, and Anti-Cymix. Don't worry. Yeah, the Way of Doom is a different 7-inch there, Lloyd. That's just a straight up Hiatus 7-inch. I've got that too.
Don't worry about it, Lloyd. He's got it.
Doom, Pissed, Robbed, and Thwatted. What was this? Nuclear Sun Punk. I think, Lloyd brought this back for me when he went and saw him in Canada. I couldn't get into Canada, so he brought this one back for me.
What a guy. What a friend. What a friend.
Yeah, it was a very good friend.
Yeah.
Then I've got Consumed to Death, which is a newer one. They're still going. Like we saw them at Triple Rock before they closed down there too, and it was an awesome show. And they unfortunately had when they played in Chile, they had there was a huge problem where either some people rushed the stage or rushed something, and a bunch of people died. About 18 people died while they were playing. And they felt really bad about that. They canceled all their shows for the rest of the year after that.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah. Then that's the newest one right there.
Well, it's funny with that shit with Astroworld, right?
Yeah.
That was big news, but that shit happens kind of more frequently than I think people realize.
Oh yeah, it happens. It used to happen back in the 50s and 60s too. People would be crushed against the stage or
Right,
against a
Elvis
fence.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's horrible, but you can see how people are just like that excited for music, which is awesome because
Yeah.
it moves them.
Right.
Yeah, it was in Chile because here's the split with the Electro Zombies. They're like a crust sludge doom metal band. Pretty fun. And then yeah, going just through the 7 inches, got the box set. The box set is cool.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Comes with a patch.
Hell yeah.
A postcard that says happy birthday.
The complete kit.
Yeah, like them talking about like, all lyrics to all the songs, them talking about all the songs, and one of the 7 inches is a flexi. I don't mind flexies, but I hate them at the same time. But you've got all of
The flexies don't last. They can only play them like it's all ornamental.
Yeah, you gotta put a quarter on it, and you can play it maybe like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
It looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah, but it's a postcard, is what it is.
It is. Yeah.
I think this was like $50 for the whole set. It's like 5, 6, 7 inches. That's cheap.
That's a deal.
That's a deal right there.
Dude.
So yeah, I had to show that.
Just like Lloyd. Lloyd went through his little discharge moment of like, hey, let me just show you all my discharge records.
Yeah, that's what I had to do to him right there.
And I'm all about it, dude. All about it.
Oh, that's the fun part. I mean, I've got all these back here. Like the last place I lived at, we just sit until like 4 a.m. drinking. It's like whatever you want to listen to. It's like, well, you know your records. I'm like, I want you to put something on.
Yeah.
So it'd go from like Wu-Tang Clan to like Suicidal Tendencies, just like that.
Yeah. Smooth transition.
Oh yeah. Then right after that, Kool and the Gang, which I love.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fucking love it.
But with, the with Doom, you have this kind of like, I am the fan of. I'm collecting all of these things. And that's something that sits in almost everyone's collection, is that they have Kool and the Gang and Wu-Tang and Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh yeah.
But then there's that block of fucking records that are, no, this is coveted. This is, I got every color of that 7-inch, or I've got the box set of this and that. And that's, that's the cool shit about people's record collections, is that's the stuff that they've set aside.
And I did that with Amoebics as well too. Until like Rob just really dropped a bomb, and I was just like, oh. He dedicated one of their records when he was with Delcross to a writer that was not Holocaust denial, but was denialist on the numbers, and that's where like that record was destroyed. And for him, it's just like, get out of here. His bandmates, one of them being his brother's like, I haven't talked to him in 8 years.
Yeah.
And I don't support any of this. None of us were about any of that crap. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's like, so I still love my Amoebics because of that, but I don't like that individual anymore. It's just like, nope, screw you, dude.
Yeah. It's done.
No gods, no masters, no slaves.
There we go.
All right. We continuing on?
Okay, let's do it. Back
to Brazil.
Diastre.
Diastre is awesome. These guys were all squatters in São Paulo, if I remember right. It's just like very just chaotic. They're mixed between Discharge, Totalitar. They are very just like crusty on knuckle dragging, like making it dirty and having fun with that. This album is awesome. Hey, Boomer.
Oh, Doggy?
Yeah. Hey,
nice.
Come here.
Oh.
Come here.
Oh.
Yeah, like I like what comes out of Brazil, like I said, because they just go to all extremes and it's fun. I found out about these guys through Sin Frontieres because it was put out by which is a label from Minneapolis. Kerry from Scorned and Oswald Armageddon used to run a label where he put out tapes from especially Brazil and Central America. And he put out a split 7-inch with them and Lixo, which in Portuguese means garbage.
Nice.
So yeah, I had to put that on there because I love this. This is an awesome album. So for like a late,
and they were kind of a D beat sound, right?
Yeah. A couple of years ago, just about in the past 3 years, they put out 2 new 7-inches and they got much more metal focused on it. At first I was like, yeah. Then I was like, yeah, I like this. You know,
like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, people grow and it's like, yeah, okay, let me listen to it again. It's like, you know what? I like this. I think it's fun. It's nothing like it used to be, but you know what? I gotta change.
Well, do you feel like when you were younger, you were more fixed in a specific sound and now you've kind of broadened? Or
yes and no.
Depends on the scene itself, right?
Yeah, and like especially early 20s, I all of a sudden just only crust shall prevail. You can only be crust. Everybody else sucks. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, a couple years later, I'm like, God, that's dumb. It's like, nah, I want to put on some Chuck Berry. Before like we found out everything else.
Yeah.
My favorite is still Little Richard. I mean, being a gay black man, well, in the 50s, coming out of Georgia and playing rock and roll. That's
fucking A, dude. That's fucking punk rock and roll.
It is. Like he scared the system,
dude. Hardcore.
Yeah, like Lloyd said, Crust Lord. That's an inside joke along like Krusties and like punk. It's like being a crust lord. I know that the sword wheeler guys, it's like, what is this crust lord? I was hearing from Will. Yeah. And it's like he described it as like, we are crust lords. It's like, oh, it's a joke, guys.
Yeah. Don't take it seriously.
Oh, we take it so seriously. Only crust. Only crust. And
crust rise to the top.
And I was like that. I lived in a house. I paid $200 for rent. It leaned, like literally leaned. The bathroom, the walls were plasticed off. We would hit up every dumpster in town for food. I worked on a Pizza Hut where I would take home like 18 pizzas at a time. I mean, yeah,
straight crust.
Yeah, like Lloyd said, it's a social comment on punk elitism, and I don't like elitism. And it's just like, let's all get together, drink a few beers, and have fun at a show.
That's what it should be. That's what it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you're not punk enough. You're not wearing the right shit. It's like, all right, I'm good. Yeah.
I don't care. You came to a show and you're a good person. That's what matters. That you're a good person.
Right. I remember my first punk rock show. I was like 18. I was kind of a little jock kid, and I was at a Vets Hall. This is in Santa Cruz, and everybody in there was staring at me like I was fucking. What the fuck are you doing here? And I'm like, I don't know. I want to come see a punk rock show, you know. But that's the thing. It's this elitism.
No, man, I was the kid who played tuba. I used to run track and cross country. I did play football too. I mean, who cares? Let's get down to it. It's just like, yeah, let's have fun. Like, I still like watching hockey.
At the end of the day, I came out here. Yeah. So that should be it. That should be it. You're here? Cool. You're here with us. Yeah. That's all that matters.
I paid my $5, what used to be the price for it, paid my $5, and I'm going to dance. Too bad. Yeah. And that's how I look at it too. I mean, come on. But you know, it's just like, there is some people that will, it's like fashion punk is really picking up again, where people are going to still dress up and then they'll be elitist again. It's just like, fuck no. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, if I don't like the band, it's not really my thing, but whatever. Cool. Let's have fun.
Let's have fun. So from Diastre, we went to Born Dead Icons.
Yes. I saw these guys in Eau Claire. Of course, that's when people used to tour through the Midwest a hell of a lot more. Canadian motor, I like to call motor crust, like motor
Road Crust?
motor charge. You know, like instead of just discharge, like
Oh, got it.
yeah, motor
Nice.
charge. It's a very heavy like Motorhead inspired. It's like still like but it's like and they're singing along with it, but it's also it's also crusty at the same time. It's Motorhead worship, like Lloyd is saying, but it's also kind of crusty at the same time. This album, I picked this up when it came out. Still in really good condition. I think I got this. Yeah, I got this off of Nick, who used to run Crimes Against Humanity. He was one of the biggest distros in the U.S. at that time.
What was that? It was a record label.
Yeah, record label and distro as well too. He's put out a lot of excellent stuff. Extinction of Mankind, Misery Split CDs. He did a lot of CDs during that time because he was just pushing it abroad, like still in Central and South America, in parts of Malaysia, Africa, India. Like they still have more CD players. Like vinyl is kind of elitist at times, I guess, because you definitely have to put money and time to getting that. But it's still available, but it's very kind of first worldish at the same time. You'll find it in like Central America, but they do still a lot of tapes and CDs, which is cool. Like Lloyd said, a lot of 90s labels did a lot of CDs. And then they offset the prices to cover vinyl by having the CDs go out too. But yeah, that's what Nick did. Born Dead Icons, awesome stuff.
Well, also in the 90s too. I mean, it was clearly cheaper to press the CD than it was press. It was to create a CD over vinyl, and at that time they weren't pressing vinyl anymore.
Oh, they were. Oh, they still were.
Well, they still were, but you could find some rare shit on CD that you could never find on vinyl because they never pressed it.
Exactly. And that's where you'll find a lot of 7-inches, like I was saying back here, you're not going to find on anything else either.
Yeah.
Like the bands that were based out of like the Midwest used a lot, especially United pressing, and it was pretty cheap. Like here's the same record, but this is the tour version. And what they did is got the blank canvas, and they literally just went to a photocopy place and pasted it to it.
Oh shit! Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool like that. Like Born Dead Icons, they're Montreal, I think.
Montreal. Yep.
And they were just so much fun. They played their last show only I think about 3 years ago. But they used to come through the Midwest down, especially East Coast, but didn't really go way too much further because it didn't have money, Hayne. But yeah, like that's one of the issues with vinyl versus anything else. Like CDs were very cheap. It's pennies on the dollar, less material, and easier to ship. But I just have problems with them that they scratch too much easier. You leave it if you even leave a CD out in the sun, they're gonna warp just like a record would.
Yeah. But now we're kind of looking like, cassettes could be the new underground.
Oh yeah.
More so than they've already been.
Oh yeah. Cassettes have come back around again because demo tapes are picking up. It's like to put out a record now.
It's insane.
It's insane.
And the backlog to get it pressed, even if you're major, is still kind of back. It's backlog.
I was talking to somebody where to put out an LP, it used to cost about $450. And that's like a punk rock, especially underground labels, like through punk rock, help keep a lot of those pressing plants going. And now, like, it went from about that up to easy $6, $7, $8 because of how much is going through. And we could also blame a lot of the larger labels that are reprinting, everything. Just no, you guys are into this. Okay, cool. We're gonna print it up again. So the rest of us it's being kicked back down. So you're gonna find tapes are more prevalent again. Like this is Born from Iceland. Cool. Like you're gonna find more demo tapes again. I mean, this is box full of tapes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I like it more on demos than that because then it, instead of just being able to put out a record just like that, it forces the individuals in those bands to actually perfect what they're doing and make it sound the way they really want to sound. So
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. Instead of just
No. Some good shit. So after Born Dead Icons, we got Ass Brigade.
oh yeah, I wish I had the tape.
Ah,
Fuck.
that's all right.
I gave away my last tape. I did find one copy that come through the free bin at Noise, and I already handed off to a younger guy. It's like, oh, here's a band I was in. He's like, oh, sweet.
And I got the picture up.
Cool. Yeah, Ass Brigade is a fun band. Like originally, like when I first met Ben, I can't remember exactly when because we drink a lot.
I hear that.
I remember when he was coming into town, we saw him at a show. It was a country bar in Duluth where they would put on punk bands. And we would just sit outside and like we mixed like vocals and like that sounds would be like we're just going da 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 and have fun with that. It was really cool. It was a fun band. We did one tour only and we called it the Midwest Shit Fest tour.
Nice.
It was a shit fest. like when you would walk into the van, it smelled like human. My feet were rotting off of me.
That sounds like a good dive bar.
Yeah. Smells like human.
Smells like human. Now, this wasn't the only band.
Oh no, we were during the lockdown, we were doing Platoon.
Platoon. That's right.
That was fun. Dude,
yeah.
Yeah, it was just getting down to like, okay, I wrote this part of a song, or I wrote this song, let's do it. And just sit down and record it. It's like, okay, cool. Am I gonna remember the next day? No.
But you hit record. Always hit record.
Yep. And it was really fun. Come on, Lloyd, we gotta put it out yet. That was fun. Like
we played a Platoon track on his set.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like
but apart from Ass Brigade, I mean, other bands that you were in, you said you started out doing, I think you said tuba earlier.
Oh yeah, I originally played tuba.
Yeah.
I've done a few bands before that in Duluth. A lot of it was just kind of like a little bit of hardcore bass, and Eau Claire was the same way. We had a band called 2000 Flushes. We wanted to do we did a lot of Flipper covers because we wanted to be worse than Flipper, and we were.
Nice.
Right now, like Ben and I have been talking about doing another project too, where it's more melodic and anthem heavy, because I think I want to do that. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's been talking to a couple people about doing that, and then I've been working with another buddy named Doug, and we're doing kind of more like death metal.
Okay.
And I've done that twice. Like I don't actually have to carry my equipment out there because he's got the equipment, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yes, tuba. I love tuba. Tuba is a lot of fun.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Smell of Sue, you played some sort of instrument at some point.
Oh yeah, I can play bass, tuba, mountain mandolin, harmonica, especially in a little bit of
Dude,
piano.
harmonica is so fucking hard to play.
Oh, it's fun and easy. Listen to some Muddy Waters and you'll start learning.
All I could do, I tried the harmonica. All I could do was Popeye the Sailor Man, and
really?
I gave up. Well, that was my first instrument and only instrument.
That's where you just have to play blues, where you can make up your own thing and have fun.
Well, that's the blues, baby.
There you go.
Oh, Smell of Sue played the trombone. That's what she played.
Trombone's tough.
Trombone player.
When you have to slide it, you really have to do it. I played baritone, and it's a very similar mouthpiece. When you get down to trumpet, it's a very small mouthpiece, and it's tough to buzz your lips with that. That's why I played tuba, because I got a big mouth. I mean, listen to me talk and ramble right now.
That's what she said. Hello. All right, so what do we got on the playlist? What do we got?
All right. I think
Ass Brigade, System Corrupt. You didn't. I don't know if you actually.
That was our first song that we wrote, actually. System corrupt. System
System corrupt.
corrupt.
Now, I read the bio, and it said tragically all the members died.
Oh yeah, we died.
They all died.
Yeah, after said tour from liver failure.
Yeah.
Um,
I love that it has it up there.
Yep. We had a couple shows fall through. The Minneapolis show fell through. And all we did is get really drunk in the front's basement where we were playing a set and we started trading off instruments.
That's the most truest punk rock shit I've ever heard in my life. All our shows got canceled because we're too wasted.
Yeah. Then we we're supposed to play Winona, but something happened with that. So instead we went to a show in Madison. We drove down there and then drove back to Minneapolis, I think. No, we drove back, something like that. Lloyd has I made a map of it because how ridiculous it was. We went back from Madison to Eau Claire, and then from Eau Claire, I think we went to Appleton, and the Appleton was kind of a shit show too, because my bass fell off in the middle of the set, so I'm like standing there holding my bass up with the leg up. And then the Milwaukee show fell through, so we decided to start drinking, and we found out we could have jumped onto this like weird artsy show at the Borg Ward, but we decided, nah, we're drunk, we're good. And then we went to Chicago, and the drive back from Chicago was really bad because it was through like a torrential downpour. Yeah, that was it was a ridiculous band. It was a lot of fun though. Like we used to practice in a bedroom sized place, and it would be stacked full of beer bottles and beer cans and everything like that.
As it should be.
Yeah. And we were the loudest people in the place.
Fuck yeah.
They would stop practicing in other places because of how loud we were.
Well, after Ass Brigade, we went to Nashville.
Oh, Nashville. Yeah, these guys are awesome. This is Spanish grindcore. Like we were talking about before, the differences on sound. Grindcore is very fast hardcore, but it's also kind of metal. Like this album is really fun. This just came out a little bit ago. I think it was 2016.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of Spain?
Yeah, out of Spain. They're phenomenal. I got to see them in Spain once back in the early 2000s. And,
oh shit! Fuck yeah.
And it was really good. They're kind of like Nazum inspired. That's where with the grindcore with that, and that's where I think they're phenomenal. When I saw them, it was actually I think it was a day where there was a victory of the anarchists beating the fascists in Madrid. And that's why they had all the punks playing at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys they're crazy fun. Just very fast, just loud, and just technical as hell. I highly recommend that if you like being into more of the grind style, especially since we don't have Nazum anymore. There's a lot of great grindcore out there, but there's some of it I just don't like. This is kind of catchy though. It has a good downbeats that are gonna actually, and riffs that actually want to catch you. More so than just straightforward, here's a bunch of cymbals and blast beats, so that they actually add an element to it where it's kind of crunchy. That's where they have more of a death metal element to it, and that's why I really highly suggest that record right there. It's really cool. I found out, like how I said, I saw them at that, and then after that I found some of the splits that they have, and they're really good. There's a video out on YouTube with the Obscene Extreme Fest that comes out of Czech Republic, and their set on it, really cool.
Well, check it out.
Check it out.
You. So after Nashville, we heard from Caracas, Venezuela.
Yeah, Apathy and No.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are good. They're living abroad. I think at this time they were based mainly out of Germany.
Okay.
And they were also living in France.
Huh.
Now you can see how the political situation with that would work. Like, a lot of bands will end up in Europe because they're considered refugees, political refugees, and under a lot what happened with Venezuela, they just were going to be hunted down. Same thing happened. Like, they're anarchists in their own self. But Apathy No, really fun. You're not going to find way too much Venezuelan punk out there because it's really hard for them to get music out because of
Yeah.
what's the political climate, especially right now after economics. Put in to say a lot of those guys, what I've heard is sold all their equipment just to buy food.
Jesus. Wow.
So I can't blame them for that. But Apathy No, really fun. Being from Venezuela, you think being just a pure socialist, socialist country? No, it's mob rules, just like here. I'll watch the political talk. I've got a bunch of their 7-inches too. They did a split with a band from Mexico called Rash. That's really good too.
And for them, back to Brazil.
Oh, back to Brazil again. It's like every other record, huh?
It's like every other 5 tracks.
Yeah. Lobotomia. Let's see. Discorto Politico.
That's the track. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, these guys were definitely the forefront of extreme music. They kind of like some people tried to put them into black metal realm, but they're more, still in mix between extreme metal to very, very political hardcore punk. Lobotomia, just awesome. Kind of like in the early 2000s, I would say that they're very similar to the Swedish Skit System. Just it's that they actually pulled a lot of that flavor and roughness just together right at the perfect time. They did another 7-inch with I think it was Faces de More and Instrumento Morte de Quisite. Yeah, words. Excuse me.
No, your accent's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Worked pretty well with that. But I highly recommend these guys if you want to get into. They influenced a lot of like Sepultura and a lot of those guys. They were very just like help just tilted a little bit more. I know they did shows with Sarcophago as well too. That's a fun song. I think it's just great to be able to sit and headbang to that.
Nice.
Well, I don't have hair anymore like that, but yeah, whatever.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Let's see.
So after Lobotomia, some Philly crust.
Yeah, crust.
Crust Lord.
Ailment. Yeah, this is put out by Will, who does Desolate Records out of Minneapolis.
They're from Philly, though, right?
They're from Philly.
Okay.
I like the sound of these guys because it's not like just that dirty. It's also kind of it's just really great because it's also thrashy more so than everything else with that. There we go. If you could see it better that way.
There we go.
Yeah, they've got a few other records out too, and I like what comes out of Philly. Dirty Philly. Philly's
the city of brotherly love.
Oh yeah, so much love.
So much love. So much hate.
Yeah, so much hate as well too. They get a lot of shit through there, and they can see why punk rock picks up like that. Just to like, well, we got to find something to come together with, and B, also tell them to fuck off.
Fucking A.
Yeah, that's a great record though. I know you only pressed it on black, if I remember right. Yeah, they're cool. I just hope they can come through here eventually.
So they're still around.
Oh yeah, they're new. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 2019. Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna start pulling out my Midwestern accent more. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That Midwestern beer you're drinking's bringing it out.
Oh no, no.
No.
That was
so. What are some of the tell-alls of the Midwestern, apart from the accent?
Let's see. Flannel, Carhartts.
Well, but like we have in California, it used to be hella.
Oh, hella. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I had a friend who was up a little while ago from the state of Virginia, and he said he listened to a conversation my neighbors just saying, "Yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah."
Oh
Just like
yeah.
that, and it's like, "Oh, it's only noon. I can have 2 or 3 beers."
Goodin.
Oh, good, and yeah, I forgot about that
Goodin.
one.
Yeah, I'm from Philly originally, and it's yo. Yo is in everything. Yo.
Oh, you still hear "yo" here.
Yeah, but yo is like yo. Yo. It
Yeah,
is
yo,
obnoxiously yo.
yo, yo. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
At least in
Midwest.
Philly.
Midwest is definitely yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
there was a Boris's Sprinkler song
That you
that
play
was
at the end of this?
yep. Yeah, no. No, I put out my favorite Boris's Sprinkler song.
Nice. Don't you know? That's what smell is that?
Don't you know? Well, I lived in Duluth, the land so far north we almost get Andre. I have a disagreement about how you shovel the sidewalk over there, but you can come over and watch a game with me and have a couple beers, huh?
Very passive.
Uh-huh. Yeah, passive aggressive. So that's actually it's bullshit. That's where I laugh at it going, I'm from Wisconsin.
Not from that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I no, I don't take that shit. Minnesota is a little bit worse than that.
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota, yeah. What I like to they call it casserole, they call it hot dish. Ugh.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. It goes deeper. There's actually a good comedian based on all that what's his nuts? Charlie Burns. Yeah, he's out of Wisconsin, and he brings like full tilt. It's pretty funny.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, like Ailment.
So and then we went to the last set, the Subhumans.
Oh, you've got to play the classics. The
classics.
Where's the Freedom? Off of From the Cradle to the Grave. The first A side of this record is one song, basically. Actually, the second side is. Where's the Freedom? Very good song. It just I love Subhumans, and they're just so catchy. Those guys could blend everything together and just make it catchy and fun, and add an element of it. I've met the singer Dick once, and he went off on a tangent like none other, and then all of a sudden going, "What we're talking about?" The version I have is an original press on Blurg. I know that they definitely repressed it a couple different times. Blurg, they ran that label for a while. Subhumans are awesome. That's just straight. It's meat and potato punk, but it's really cool.
Well, I was just gonna say you've mentioned them kind of a lot throughout this conversation.
Yeah.
So where do they fall in that history of influence?
Oh, very influential. I know that the label that they were originally on, Spiderleg, was done by the guys from Flux of Pink Indians, which helped put out a lot of they put out Amoebics. They worked with the Crass people, so this is one of the original anarcho punk bands, and that's where I said it's meat and potato punks. But I love Subhumans. They're just so much fun. I've seen them 3 times now, and every time it's just a great show. So whenever I can put them on, I'll just sit and listen to it because it's catchy. It mixes, ska, some reggae elements, and then it goes straight into forward attack punk. So
you see in Minneapolis, or
yeah, I've seen in Minneapolis twice. I saw them at Triple Rock, and then they played at First Avenue at From Ashes Rise. That one was long.
And the third time?
Third time, yeah, that was a warehouse that used to be up in northeast Minneapolis. Abandoned warehouse that turned into like a show space. But they come out of the squatter scene, anarcho scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't crusty, but yeah, they definitely are crusty by the smell.
They play the scene.
Yeah, they play everything. Like some of their other bands is like Citizen Fish, which is definitely more ska oriented.
Hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's where I'll support that band anytime I can put it on. I will.
Yeah. They merit the playlist.
Yes. Right.
And then after that, out of San Francisco.
Yeah, from your neck of the woods out there, you
You.
know. Surrender.
Yeah.
I picked this up in Duluth, actually. What was it? Not Ghost Mice. This Bike is a Pipe Bomb. Yeah, played in Duluth, and I went through their box of records, and on it said Peace Punk from California. San Francisco. Yeah.
San Francisco. That's right.
It's
You.
I think it's fun. It's like when they're trying to like do more peace punk out of that area too. I know the bass player was from Crimshine. Crimshine was like just a fun pop punk band from the area too there, and they're just like gravelly, kind of fun. I highly suggest checking them out. Like they started that band when they were 16.
Nice.
It's nothing like Old Skull, but really cool. Bunch of
degenerates.
That's all of us right now, Lloyd.
Yo.
Yeah, like Surrender is fun. They also have an LP out as and another split 7-inch, I think. I just think it's kind of fun. What they have to say is just like, okay, cool. Yeah, last white flag, so meaning, everything's done and through.
Surrender, right?
Yep, Surrender.
And then from Germany, Audio Collapse.
Audio Collapse. Out of the ashes of Recharge, the one I was talking about, where I had to get that record back from Lloyd.
That you traded to get back.
Yeah. This is members of the same band. Instead of like doing D-beat, they went off to start doing more of like a death metal-esque grindcore, but still highly political. And yeah, they're really cool. I first found out about them through Crimes Against Humanity label that was I talked about before too. Yep, I gotta fix that later.
Yeah, you get to it. At the end of the pile.
Oh yeah, like they're still influenced by Discharge, but definitely more of a grind and death metal aspect to it. A couple of the other releases you can really tell. The split they did with what became Wolf Brigade out of Wolfpack, I think it was, really cool. And that's when you could see the going from just a DB grind to adding a death metal aspect to it. It was really cool. And that's where, it's all the music combines. Audio Collapse, really cool. Not for everybody. Kind of like it just like I said, going through the extreme music like that.
Why is it not for everybody?
Some people didn't like the death metal aspect of grind at that time, especially in the early 2000s. People thought it should be more separate, and I was just like, I don't care. I don't understand that.
Well, then why should they be categorized in the grind?
Yeah.
If you're part of that, then maybe they're not part of grind.
Well, exactly. But because it had more of a grind element, it just all of a sudden it's like, well, the joke used to be is that Crust had a baby and they named it grindcore, and then they had a child again and they named it death metal.
Yeah.
They're all from the same thing. Come on.
Yeah.
It's extreme music continues to create extreme music, and that's right. When I was showing off horror earlier, like those guys, they came from punk rock and hip hop and electronic movements and can continue
the extreme influence.
Yeah, and they blend it together and keep moving forward. Yeah, because they like this and they're having fun with it.
And that's kind of a direction it might be going in, where this kind of melding of not just rock and roll bass, but getting into the hip hop bass or electronic bass and deviating.
Yeah, deviate and have fun. It's music. Come on.
Fucking, if it gets you out, if it gets you fucking slam dancing,
Makes you want a slam dance. If you want a booty shake, you want to jump up and down.
whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
As
where
long as you're out.
yeah, that's where it's fun. Like how much like I sit at home and I put on just like hip hop instrumental background because I think it's fun and it just makes me like, yeah, I'm gonna sit and make an omelet while I'm doing this, or and it's just because it's music, it's fun. Like some of this music they're just singing about like that's where hip hop, punk, rap, and a lot of like metal, except for like where they go off into more escapism and they're really talking about what they see around them and what they're being influenced by what's happening, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I want to hear what somebody else is going through at times.
Yeah. And if I can relate to that, and if I don't, at least I can understand where you're coming from, like get perspective.
And that's where I don't understand the person's like, oh, I can't buy the Porsche that I wanted because my parents grounded me.
That's something else. Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm happy to pay rent.
Yeah.
Now from there to Greece.
Athens, some crust from 97.
Back to crust.
I had to research the names because I got the file names in Greek.
Yeah.
And Hibernation was the band. The Fire of Life was the song.
Yep. Really cool. I like this because it was still more of an instead of like amoebics worship, it was more of like an axe grinder worship for crust style. And well, you're gonna have to listen to all those bands to figure out what I'm talking about. So, haha.
But if you want to listen to the tracks that he picked, go to scumandbone.com/vinylview and you get a sense of what he's talking about.
Yeah. This was put out by Skullet Releases and Powered Up, both German labels. Skullet Releases used to do split releases with Profane Existence out of Minneapolis. And Powered Up is just, they're really cool. They just put out stuff. And I like that. They're not picky on if it's the best thing in the world. They're like, we want to make sure that we can press accordingly, but we'll put it out. And if it doesn't sell, well, that's the only pressing. Cool. But Hibernation is really cool. I highly recommend this. Like I said, the more of an axe grinder influence. This is an older record, but these guys still play, and they're going into their 50s.
Still doing it.
Yeah. Well, saying the same thing, talking about how we're destroying our own world,
Things haven't changed.
No, it hasn't. The things I've been screaming about when I was 13 is all the same. Still been going.
Same bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Just different smell.
It's the same shit, just looks different. And then Bratislava,
Pinton. This is fun. This is really fun. These guys.
Fuck
yeah. This is really fun. This is death metal punk all the way through. They started off as a DB band and just went full tilt. I found out about this because Felix from Havoc Records had dollar CDs that he bought of a discography of them.
No shit.
Yeah, but they rejoined and they started up again. But
wait, so who pressed it? Havoc or
No, not Havoc. This is Heavy Metal Vomit Party. Phobia Records. That dude is really cool and solid.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He's been doing a really good job. Viva Records, I don't know as well. Neanderthal Stench.
That stenchcore at its best.
That's great. Oh, these guys are fun, but holy shit, the drummer for this band is insane. So I would check this album out. Like I know they're putting out some new stuff soon, but wow.
Fuck yeah.
And that's one of the funny things about punk rock. Though a band will be together for like maybe a year or two and then be done. But it's just because we're having fun in the moment, and there's nothing wrong with having fun in the moment. But this is fun.
As long as you press record.
Yeah, press record.
Always press record.
Yeah, that label, Heavy Metal Vomit Party, is great.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And it's such an awesome name.
And the song we could not pronounce.
I can't pronounce it. Nope. But it's really cool. I also had some crust from Sarajevo, but they're from the Muslim side, and it's really cool. I just couldn't find it because I had it on tape. I know I got that off of a buddy from Austria. But I don't talk to him as much anymore because, when you have kids, all of a sudden a different life changes. Cool.
All of a sudden you got time. You don't have time for tapes.
Until you become middle-aged, well, I'm already there.
You can be whatever age you're at, but if you don't make time for tapes and records.
Oh, I'm definitely a child when it comes to this. This putting me in a record store is like putting a
kid in a candy store. Yep. All right. So after Beton,
Cluster Bomb Unit
at a Stuttgart.
Stuttgart. I still love this band. I made this my backpack, painted this on my jacket. Cluster Bomb Unit, really fun. Just more of the anarcho, D-beat, crusty hardcore from Germany at that time. Definitely 90s. These guys are still putting out music now. I like that. This is one of my first 7-inches, actually. A split with rag.
What do you mean, one of your first 7-inches? The first one you've ever had?
Yeah, one of my first records ever owned.
No shit.
Yeah, this is I think like number 7 or 8.
God damn.
Yeah. I still put it on a lot. CBU is just fun. They did like a full album where when they're in Japan, they just had friends in Japan just record with them. It's like that. I like that attitude. Recently, I know they've been reforming and having fun again too.
So this being your like 7th album, and how did you come across it? What was the? You mentioned earlier that you had family that kind of took you to shows and.
Yeah. Well, I got this because my buddy Nick that ran Crimes Against Humanity Records put it out. That's how I found out about it. This is when he was still in Brooklyn Park, though, a suburb to Minneapolis. And like when I found out about it, he just moved back to the area over there. It's like, I want to check this out. I know that I also found out about this band through Havoc because Havoc would sell 7-inches. He used to do like these little pamphlets, and I found them at like record shops and punk shops. Just little pamphlets of like, buy any 10 records for $5, something like that. So we just keep it cheap,
Yeah.
Because it's just music, and we keep it as cheap as possible.
Keep it easy.
Yeah, keep it easy so I can put it out so everybody can find it and have fun. So it's not elitist. It's not only designated for people who have the right amount of money. Yeah, that's one thing that was nice about punk rock records. Like if you look at the 80s, a pressing of 400 records was equivalent of in some places a month of rent because it was easier and cheaper to press a record, and it was more prevalent at that time.
Yeah.
And like that's how I found this. CBU is really cool. Definitely very outspoken politically. I agree mostly with what they're saying, mostly. But we can always disagree on a few things. That's how it goes. But that's how I found that as
Well, how so?
Well, anarchism is not for everyone. I agree.
So
with
they're like true anarchists or absolute anarchists.
Yes and no, but at that time they were. Now not as much. That's where like I would have to say that we've gone down to what I have to agree with Emmett Goldman, who was a anarchist thinker in the early 2000s, turn of the century 1900s. She died shortly after the Spanish Revolution and the rise of fascism there. Is that anarchism will not be really accepted boldly because humanity is not ready to go there yet. And I have to agree with her there. Where it's just like, oh, we need this, we need this material, we need this. Let's just work together. Cool. Yeah, because there's a lot of greed involved across it, and which is it sucks.
Well, and realistic, the fact that we can't go from 0 to 100
Yeah.
or 100 to 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. And there's resource wars across it, like and figuring out how to work together. So I understand that. And yeah, I would rather all of us try to work together and move forward together as much as possible. And I will say and continue with that. It's tough.
Well, but not all of us, you know.
2, 3,
Some
4,
of the
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, hey, number 9.
Oh, hey. But some people who are not on the same wave of the left, you know, they're just kind of.
No, yeah, I understand that. I do have friends and family that are also from the right. We just
don't we all?
Don't we all? No, we just gotta work with each other. But even people from the left don't want to work with people on the right, or vice versa.
Vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it seems to have gotten more extreme. I'm not looking at pure war, but there's gonna be a lot more fighting back and forth between that.
Yeah.
But I'm still keeping an open ear, unless it's like, you're dumb. Stop it.
Well, sadly, I feel like the extreme right is more pro-war and more pro-gun.
I don't know. I own firearms.
And it probably as the left should, to be honest. Because I feel like the left is not militant enough.
Yeah, I understand that and agree with that. But we shouldn't have to be super militant. We do have to protect ourselves and the people around us, especially if anything comes down to that. But I'm not actively trying to search out and destroy or attack, except when it comes to extremism that comes from Nazism and fascism. A lot of that is because it's set up to actually attack people and belittle people and really segregate every part of that humanity with that. That's why I am very against that. Yeah, I may not practice religion, so what? Let's work together on that. It depends. It's very tough to actually describe all of it all in one sitting, especially after
9 beers. Hey. All right, well, let's get back to the music then.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, Ratus.
There you go, Lloyd.
Lloyd.
He was wondering about this.
Lloyd.
Came for the D beat, stayed for the anarchist theory. There you
wow,
go,
he
Lloyd.
stayed the whole time. Give fucking Lloyd an applause. He deserves it.
Cheers. He was wondering about. He was wondering about some of this. Like, I got this at Extreme Noise actually. It came through and it was actually $30. That's where it's like not one of the most expensive records. But
God damn.
It's a very rare record though too, especially in North America.
Why is it so rare? Tell us.
Well, at that time, I think the the first record they put out was only limited to 400, and then they took off and they put out about 2,000 of them, roughly. But what? 40 years later, good luck trying to find more.
Oh, from 82? Yeah.
Yep. Lloyd is saying,
40 fucking years.
wait, no Ratus. What about anarcho-pacifism?
What about it?
I'm a pacifist until pushed to a certain point. But yeah, Ratus is there. I love this. It's just chaotic, straightforward hardcore. They were wow, I forgot this was put out in France. It just it was it just hardcore just really picked up in that early at a time. Versus like if you look at Wave that was coming out, it's like just making everything pretty and fun. It's like, and here's the afterbirth. But Ratus, being from Finland, was very aggressive about that, pushing that. You could see like it was very refined in England with Discharge, and these guys were still worshiping Discharge too. There were friends with the guys from Trevete Cadet, and I had a bootleg of one of the Trevete Cadets practices where they're covering Sex Pistols or Minor Threat, the early stuff like that too. It's like, so everybody's listening to each other. It was still very much interconnected at that time too.
For sure. That's where it all stems from, right? They're all kind of, part of that scene, even if they're not in that scene.
Yeah, they're all part of the scene. Like it was like early rock and roll where they would cover each other's songs and just make a better
exactly yeah, or a faster version, or
a crazier version, or hey,
more hardcore, more D-beat.
Yeah, or maybe I saw colors with that sound song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still doing that as well too, and that's Ratus. I think they really continued along, and I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
That's why I had to put that on there. And there was also a tip toward Lloyd. Cheers.
Lloyd. To the Lloyd.
To the Lloyd.
Right. So after Ratus, we heard some Italian hardcore.
Oh yeah. I was really drunk when I made this list.
Fuck yeah, dude. You got the shit on fucking 7-inch? Holy shit.
Yeah. This is a repress. Yeah. 7-inch.
Even still.
Yep. This is a repress. EU's arse.
Nice.
Love the name. EU's arse was really fun.
Which is kind of funny because Italy is more like EU's dong.
Oh yeah. The soft underbelly, except they're like an iron dong. Ding. Yeah, like these guys were inspired by Crass and Discharge. Like,
nice.
I read some articles about how these guys went up to visit Crass and stayed at their place.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah, my Italian is horse shit, but sounded cool. This is a repress from Blackwater Records. Blackwater is some of the guys that were associated with Hellshock, which is, stenchcore from here, Portland. So I'm just happy to have the repress. The originals, I can't afford.
Lloyd said they have some Oi material too.
Oh yeah, they do have Oi material as well too. They have some stompy, and it's just straight up punk as well too. It's really cool. EU's arse, just fun.
Nice.
The LP they put out, I think I enjoy a little bit more though. This 7-inch, cool, but that song,
it's got the full fucking history.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like this EP, like the 7-inch, it's still cool though. I can throw this on and sit back and listen to it, just bop my head and have fun. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah. So is that from Extreme Noise? Is that you came across it?
EU's arse. No, originally came across some demo tapes. I had friends who had dub tapes of records they had, and we'd pass them out with each other like crazy. That's how I originally found out about them.
Yeah.
I think that was back in like 2001, 2000. A friend of mine gave me a tape that he made, mixtape that he was on there, because he took that out of his dad's collection and recorded it.
Nice. Hell yeah.
It's like, oh, I know
Okay.
you like this. I'll put this on a tape for you. Like, yes, please, thank you.
Yeah. Some 80s Italian fucking hardcore.
Yeah. Like I already knew about Wretched before that. Wretched is really cool Italian hardcore. Those guys are like, we want to be the Discharge ripoff. It's like,
and I think Lloyd played that in his set, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had some Wretched in there.
you had some Wretched? Awesome. Wretched is really cool.
I mean, we're talking about Lloyd here. I mean, come on.
No, Lloyd's got a good collection, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
I know he complained about helping me move, and I'm also going, thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
Lloyd!
That was a lot of records to move, dude.
Hell, fuck, dude. That must be some shit. The best thing is you keep your 7 inches in boxes.
Yep. The 7 inches are the easiest ones to move. That's why I like
LPs, you got to fucking put in boxes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They're heavy as hell, too.
So you had one last track. The last track you wanted to end your set on. What was that song? What was that song?
Boris's Sprinklers, Drugs and Masturbation.
Drugs and Masturbation.
Drugs and masturbation, drugs and masturbation, drugs and masturbation for me.
For me.
This is like a just ridiculous pop punk from Wisconsin. I grew up in Wisconsin. And they are every song, like they had songs about how you can win a game show to host to win 5 pounds of weed and get some kishka. And drugs and masturbation, just too funny of a song. Also, that's where they get the B-side with the yeah yeah and the other song yeah yeah no. I remember seeing them when I was 13, and they got punk shows banned at the local Legion after the singer, who was wearing a helmet that had deer antlers on it that said nerd, take the flag off the wall and drape himself in it and roll across the ground for about 15 minutes.
Wow. That's fucking super hardcore.
Yeah, and just being like, he used to be in, 2 of the members also were in another band before this called Suburban Mutilation, and they were a hardcore punk band. Excuse me. From Green Bay back in the early 80s. So by the time they even started this band, these guys are in their late 30s when they started it in the early 90s.
Yeah.
But had to put on Drugs and Masturbation because I love Boris the Sprinkler. Love him.
Love him. I mean, it's a fucking fitted end.
Yeah. So, drugs and masturbation for me, you know, that's what I'm doing with the rest of my night.
Lloyd saying Norb was on Jenny Jones.
That's what it was. The Jenny Jones one is hilarious. Where they have a fake gal. It's a gal that they know, but she's giving shit onto him, like it's like, I'm only 16 or something like that, and going, but I'm highly attracted to this guy. He's like, what do you mean? Oh my God, how are you doing? I don't understand. Norb is quite the character. He worked as an announcer for a horse racetrack, because he can rattle off a sentence like none other. And it's just fun punk rock. Like on one of their records, they announced that they'll never have a different color than them wearing leather jackets and pictures of them, because they wanted to be more like the Ramones.
Keeping it true.
Keeping it true. And that's a fun punk band. I also had to throw a mix into the crust and grind heavy mix and go, here's something dumb.
It wouldn't have fit, dude. It wouldn't have fit. You had quite the fucking list.
Yeah. Went across the world. I wish I could have put on the groin churn, but we couldn't find it. That would have been some grindcore from South Africa.
Oh, you mentioned that you had some South African fucking punk rock. I was like, I didn't see any.
Yeah, we just couldn't find like the song, and I couldn't find the record at the time.
Well, you know what? That's all right. I forgive you. But if you want to see his playlist, I'm gonna type it right now. I'm a little drunk.
Oh, you are, huh?
Yeah, I've been drinking whiskey all night, baby. Come on.
Beer number 10.
Ew. If you want to see the playlist, that's the playlist. If you want to listen to the playlist. Listened. I never learned how to read. If you want to actually listen to his playlist, scumbo.com/VinylView. That will have his actual playlist, his audio files that will broadcast on the radio this Monday. Is that your sleeping bag? You gonna go sleep?
No, it's a flag. No, yeah. Thanks, guys, for checking out the songs and putting on there. Awesome.
Dude, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
I know it's been a lot of, a lot of work and schedule working, especially during this holiday season, which is not easy, especially being a bartender.
Oh, I got fucked over at work. That's how it goes.
No, I get it, dude. I mean, our restaurant closed for a week, which we've never ever done. So I'm like, holy shit. I know how it goes. This is the busiest fucking time of the year.
Oh, it's crazy. But cheers. It was a pleasure being able to sit and talk with you, man.
Dude, I appreciate it.
I hope everyone has fun listening to music. Cheers and up the punks.
Up the motherfucking punks. You. Bomb raid. Appreciate it.
Scumbone, thank you.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I guess that's it. All right. I should find someone to raid or something, or I can just turn this shit off. All right, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. What's up, dude? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. What would you expect? Come on.